you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now.
Man,
This is America.
how come you didn't tell me Childish Gambino was fucking dope?
I just did.
Tripping now. Yeah, this is America.
I just heard the song though.
Very true.
I should have faded it out slower, but that was some pretty dope music.
No, he is. He's cold. But he's always been cold. People just didn't listen to him.
I think I was one of those people. I've heard a lot of his songs, and it seems like, I don't know if this is the proper category, but like almost alternative. Like you don't know if he's like rap, R&B, like mild rock, or like some of the songs I heard like so much like a variety of different sounds from him.
That's a good thing. That's when you know an artist is good. But he has a song. It's called Freaks and Geeks. I recommend everyone go listen to that song. It's an older song, but just go like YouTube or Google that song.
Freaks and Geeks, like, is that encouraging nerd sex?
He does talk about a lot of sex in it though. So
I can tell because from this new video, from the clips I seen, This is America. That's the clip that we just played. In case you haven't heard it, and I was one of those people.
and
because the
you're
internet
crazy if you haven't heard it, like Ron.
Yeah, I am crazy. The internet took it over. I think I saw memes before I even just knew that this man had a song out. It's like it just took over. And then I heard like a couple days ago, I'm researching an article I was writing for the website, and I seen Snoop say he was responding to some fucking Instagram wannabe that they would it was like a little battle. And he said, shout out to Childish Gambino for the This is America video, and shout out to, what is his name? Oh, shit. What's the guy? I think the neighbors think I'm selling dope. You remember that? J. Cole. And he was like, basically, he was shouting them out. My bad. He was shouting them out, and he was basically like, it's so much trash music out here. I thank y'all for like really getting out here and doing something.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? If Uncle Snoop said he saw that shit and shout out, I gotta check it out.
That is sad. No, both of them are amazing artists. Shout out to them.
I mean, I know he was a good artist. One of the last, I got a couple. Matter of fact, it was maybe 3 months ago. I heard a song. He was I think it was a BET Awards or something like that. He was singing like an R&B style song, and I really liked it. And I downloaded it on Spotify. I think it was Redbone. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was good.
that had the old.
I was trying to think of like, I thought it was another name, but it could have been. It was probably that song. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
I love that song. So that's why, just like, all right, you were here, you witnessed when I was watching the video.
Yeah.
It was like when he came on, he was first doing his little dances. It was like a different beat. And then when it broke down after he shot the guy, I'm like, this shit is dope.
Yeah.
This is what I like to hear. Like, well, more than like, I miss that.
Yeah.
There's no more music like that.
But the dancing was just to catch your attention to.
It definitely did that.
But it was to, like, it was to point your attention to the dancing opposed to what's happening in the background. Like everything else that was happening.
And now I appreciate that because, yes, I'm one of those people. I did kind of wait. Everybody was talking about it. And I'm kind of one of those people where, like, when something just kind of comes out of nowhere and everybody's talking about it, I just kind of wait. I don't want my opinion to be formed by theirs. It's like everybody sways you this way or this way. Oh, Childish Gambino is a groundbreaking, innovative artist. Oh, Childish Gambino is a sellout. He does this, he does that. I'll wait for my opinion because if I watch it, it might be a strange point of view. If I watch it right then and all of a sudden I'm with the trend and now I'm giving my opinion, I just want to wait because social media just kind of goes with the flow.
Very much so.
So I don't want my opinion blended in with theirs. Like, oh, Ron is on the trend because they wait for that because I've spoken so much about the trends that we follow. Even though this is a good video, like I did watch it.
You should still be able to talk about it. Just like you said.
I hate doing that because then people don't like my opinion because it never goes with theirs. Like because 99% of the people, like whatever the flow is, that's where they're going. It's like you never see an opinion like, okay, I looked at it and objectively, I don't feel the way that everybody else feels. Then all of a sudden, I'm the hater.
Some people don't like it.
Yeah,
Even
all right, I have seen a lot of people, but the thing about it was like not conspiracy theories, but people say, okay, I saw this post that had a lot of like screenshots of the visuals from the video, and they were kind of comparing them like, okay, this is what he meant by this. This is what he meant by that. This is what he meant by this. And it was like, okay, until I do my own research, because you know how Facebook is. If it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah.
This is what he meant by this, and motherfucker be like, oh, damn. All the nigga, he said fuck Trump when he fucking did his little shoulder shrugs.
And he could have his own. It's kind of like reading something. You know how when you read something, you could take something different from it. Different interpretation. I can too. And we just read the same thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean because you break it down that that's exactly what this person meant.
But it seems like that's how they do on social media. It's like, okay, who is this person? Is this a reputable source? Like, you don't know who this guy is. It's like back when the Illuminati, I can't even say it, the Illuminati video came out.
Yeah. It
was like they were taking still shots of people, certain movements, certain hand gestures, even just a regular handshake. I'm looking like, damn, is that what they mean? I just did that shit with my supervisor the other day.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the Illuminati. I was just saying, what up, nigga?
Now that part is going too far. But I think we do it as a whole. Like all of us do it. You do it, I do it. We do it because, but we can also say, I think what this person was trying to say. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly what they were trying to say. Just make sure you put, that is my opinion. And people don't like doing that. They just like saying, this is what he meant.
Yeah, because they know how social media is now. If you see that, it was like, or just like the pose that he did when he shot the guy in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was like you saw this picture that was floating around, and the stance looked the same. It was almost like a court jester type of guy. He didn't have the hat on with the little bells and shit on it, but
it was a stance.
Yeah, but it was kind of a similar stance. I'm like, okay, I would have to research that. I have no idea what that is. Only because I've never seen it. So it's like, okay, I just can't buy into that right now. I have to do. And you know what's good though is that there actually is a video in today's time, in today's music, that you can search for a deeper meaning of.
Yeah.
So in that aspect of it, I like it because there's nothing deep about today's music, most of it.
Right, I was about to say not except for dancing.
You will never have to pick apart Amigos video and be like, I think he meant something deeper by this.
Although, when Drake slid out with the Jerry curl.
I gotta hear this.
Listen, I was impressed. I said it reminds me of what the 70s would look like in Soul Train. It just broke it, No, seriously, y'all. But it was a funny video, but no, this video.
Light-skinned niggas in the 70s. It's the only thing I got from that. That nigga's curl was drippier than everyone else's.
If you had,
is that a word, drippier?
If you had the drip back in the day, you couldn't walk around with no dry one. You know what I mean? You had to come with them juices.
I remember seeing people with the curls, and you know what? That's the funny part about it. Like, if you take a close up of a nigga's curl back in the 70s,
yeah,
it would just have to have that little, like, it was a fine line between too wet and just right.
Yeah, yeah.
It had to have, if you go up close and and see the one little bubble that looked like it's about to drop, but it just stay there. Yeah. It's like a little moisture bubble. Your shit was just right.
So like, you got the juice now.
You got the juice. But it couldn't drop. It couldn't fuck your outfit up. It just had to magically just stay on the tip.
But it couldn't be like Coming to America when they got off the couch. Like, you used too much. You could have had a little spot, just a little spot. But you used way too much.
You know what? Speaking of that scene, that was around the time where people were having the plastic couch covers. Where was the grandmother in that situation?
But did rich people have the? Because they were rich, you know what I'm saying? They were like, we didn't need that because we don't use the juice. Like, look, did you see the Dat McDowell?
I mean, but all right, if you're throwing a party and Jerry Curl participants will be in attendance.
That's true. You should have.
You need to cover your shit.
They could have. He probably just said, I just buy another one because they sit up here. They balling too.
I'd have rolled by the next day and seen that 3 Jerry Curl stained couch out. Hey, baby, turn around. Let's go get that motherfucker.
Was Stanley Steamer out back in the...
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think those orange vans were in existence back then.
It's probably yellow. We're going to need you to come do this couch because it's 3 big-ass stains, head stains on my damn couch.
I
Oh, my God.
was never a big fan of the Jerry Curl. But back to Childish Gambino. I think he just made a breakthrough. And don't get me wrong.
No.
Yes, I just saw this.
No, let's do some more research on that. Did he make a breakthrough?
I think he
He's
did.
been making breakthroughs and people just didn't pay attention.
As far as the video content or just the music?
As far as videos and music, period. And people just have not paid attention.
I saw his vision. You know what? ATL was one of my favorite shows.
Okay.
I've been waiting on season 2 to end, or has it ended? Because I wanted to binge watch it because I've been working a lot.
I've been watching stuff. I don't watch it while it's like going on.
The first season, I liked it so much. I tuned in. Usually, I don't watch TV. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'll turn the TV on, mostly put the BET. I'm just hearing Martin's voice while I do my little work on my laptop. I really don't pay attention to shows. Power and ATL are 2 shows that if I'm watching it, I might get physical with you if you don't shut the fuck up. Those are only 2 shows I watch.
Okay.
There are no other shows that I care about. My girl, on the other hand, watches like a million shows. So I might hear it. I might actually be able to tell you what's going on because I'm listening. Like subconsciously, it's just kind of loading into my brain while I'm doing my work on my laptop. But those are only 2 shows that I love. Those are only 2. Like, I don't know how people have time to have like 60 shows that they pay attention to.
You got to, especially if you Netflix, you have to. Because once this
I don't watch Netflix.
It's sad. Once this show ends, I feel like, what else? Where am I going with this? And then I like to watch different shows. I don't like to just watch the same type of like drama or suspense, or I have to mix mine in. So if you watch my like Netflix list, we can't talk today. I don't know why.
Netflix? We are creating art.
I should come out with that, right?
Hey, we should do that.
They'd be like, we're going to sue your ass. It is not the same thing.
It is not the same thing. We will call LegalZoom, and they will tell us that it is not that similar.
Listen, Netflix has movies and music. And you... Ooh.
Wait a minute, Netflix has music?
No,
Did you just...
No, mine, Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
I
Oh,
gotta do something different.
we talking about the new shit. Let me get in on that. Let me get about 25% of that.
Well, I ain't gonna say no more because y'all probably be out here thieving my shit.
All right. Just to wrap up on that subject, I just think, like, I'm one of those people where, like, now I'm so wrapped up into getting things off the ground. It's like I don't have time. I used to be so wrapped up. I get off work, and just to de-stress, I would play Madden like for 5 or 6 hours a night. Now I haven't even played that in over a month. I'm so wrapped up into this website and so wrapped up in show ideas and promotion and stuff like that. It's like if I had 16 shows to catch up on, a DVR full of shows, it's like I don't have the time. And don't get me wrong, I can't wait until I do. I can't wait till I do because I want to smoke
You have the time.
big blunts and watch it all. I don't. It's like that. It's so time consuming. Like I can't get off every night and catch up on a few hours of TV. All of a sudden it's like 2:00 in the morning. And then I've got no work done. I haven't written an article. I haven't came up with a topic for the show. It's like, I don't know. I'm strange. Back to Childish, though. I saw a post. I think it was a meme. I could be wrong. And they were kind of going at him because, just like I said, the innovative style and visuals that he produces, the content, and the label of quote-unquote woke that they give him.
Woke.
And he's involved with a Caucasian woman, a white woman. And he's gotten a lot of flack for that. So much that recently he released, I didn't read the statement. I won't say what he said. But how do you feel about that? Like, is it wrong for a guy who is smart, basically, a smart young black man, and then he deals with a white woman, and then still like puts images out there to try to wake other people up about their surroundings? Is it wrong to say, okay, I'm doing all of this, these are my credits, but I lay with a white woman? Is something wrong with that?
Okay, people are not gonna.
I'll put you on the spot with that.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with it. You know what? I'm okay with people not liking me or my comments or how I feel, and that's okay. You can do that because not everyone is going to agree. Me personally, I don't think it is. It's not an issue to me him marrying a white woman.
Also, he's married? I didn't know that.
I think they're married.
Okay.
But I have no issue. Either way, they've produced children. I
saw a baby in the
know?
picture. I didn't want to guess.
Yeah, I have no issue with that. Reason being is because I think he did make a comment. And like I said, I used to listen to him way before this. So... And he wasn't popular. Like a lot of black people were not talking about him like they talk about him now. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
When I used to, they knew him in movies and sitcoms and stuff, but they didn't know him like he raps and he was rapping back then. But I don't have any issue with a black man being with a white woman or vice versa. That doesn't make you, to me, that doesn't mean that you don't still have the problems of a black person just because you married to somebody else.
I agree with that part. I definitely agree with that.
To me. So as him being a man, and then you have family members too. It's not like you married this white person and then all your black problems went away because you married a white. That's stupid. They still go through the same shit that we go through. Mm-hmm. They probably get off at a traffic stop if she in the car.
If she's in the car.
You know what I mean?
Look, officer, I can vouch for this nigga.
I don't know about the other ones. But yeah, but it doesn't.
I saw a couple niggas a mile back. I think you need to go check with them.
Seriously. But if he's by himself, you still gonna have them problems. When people say, well, how can he talk about black issues and he married to a white woman? Because he's black.
You know what? I like that. I love that answer. I wish I could put a love emoji on that because your personal preference on who you deal with, who you're in a relationship with, who you choose to love, I don't think has anything to do with the issues that you choose to address.
Yeah.
One thing, and I'm hated about my opinions. One thing I hate about my people is that we always try to discredit a person for something that's not relevant to their cause.
Yeah.
If Martin Luther, and this will be controversial.
Here we go.
We don't have millions of listeners yet, but this will be controversial to the 1,000 people a show that listen to us. Let's just say Martin Luther King had a white wife. Would his message or his cause be lesser than what we know now? It's like, if you're fighting against injustice, every single person that is white doesn't have an agenda against your race. There's no way to just say everybody is against me. This person feels like I should be a second-class citizen, or what it was, 15% of a human or some shit like that. Like, I can't remember the exact numbers right now. I don't have any information to reference right now.
We were not whole.
I just don't get it. I would never say that because you see a strong black man, young or old, whatever his methods are to encourage and to uplift the black race. I wouldn't say because who you deal with at home behind closed doors should be like ridiculed. I don't get that. I'm not a fan of that.
I don't think it's an issue unless you start. Now, if you like the whole Tay Diggs issue when it came out that he bashed black women, that's a different story. That's a different story. That comes out to like, not only is that your preference, but you are willing to bring black women down to make it seem like white women are better. That's the problem. It's not a problem like you picking and choosing, because sometimes you can't help who you fall in love with. And you might just meet a good person that is not black that you want to be with. But since you have to be woke and you have to be, I know people will stay in horrible ass relationships just to say they with a black man or a black woman.
Exactly.
Like, but why are you?
I've seen it frequently.
I've seen it too, and I'm like, that doesn't. Why would you be unhappy just to say you have a black? And that doesn't mean that black man or that black woman is a good person. They could be
Exactly.
trash. So just because you black means absolutely nothing. Your heart could be horrible.
There are terrible people of every race.
Scene.
There's no way you could tell me that, okay, I know of a race where everybody's good.
Yeah.
Male, female.
Yeah. Every race has a trash ass person in them.
Like even the pets that they pick, that
are trash.
like they're great pets.
They they're potty trained. They can do whatever. Like get out of here.
I don't get that, but that will make me go to the next topic because as soon as all of the attention went to Childish Gambino and his new video, I'm guessing new album, like not just new single. As soon as that went towards him, then all of a sudden there was this debate, like, and again that was geared towards black women, like, and I don't know where this came from. I guess it stemmed from him being in a relationship with a white woman. Then all of a sudden there was this, okay, do black women like the? What are you doing?
I'm drinking water.
Why are you shaking it up? That's water.
I was shaking it up.
I thought you were sending me a message like ice, nigga.
I was sending you a message like I'm about to drink the shit out of your water, your bottle of water you guys sitting up here.
I got a couple more.
Like, hey, I'm drinking this shit. It's mine.
Now, see, that's what a black woman to do. They interrupt you while you're talking. No, okay.
I was trying to listen. See, Ryan, we were trying to do stuff on the slide, so we're hoping y'all won't hear. And Ryan to stop in the middle like, what? What are you saying? Like, just fuck it. I should have went on ahead and just asked you instead of trying to be discreet and shit.
No, I put it there for you. I'm drinking alcohol.
I'm not drinking, guys. So I promise to be on my best behavior. I didn't drink last show either. I promise to be on my best behavior.
Well, I'm drinking, and sometimes, like, hey, if I try to say a word with more than 3 syllables, it might come out a little.
We usually have to help Ryan, like, sound it out.
Hey, something about drinking, like, if you try to say a word with too many syllables, it does not work. But let's get to this. Like, this is the discussion that I've seen on Facebook, and a lot of people have, like, kind of joined in, a lot of opinions on that. Like, do women like the nerdy guy? Do women like the eccentric? I mean, first of all, eccentric is only accepted when you have money. You never label the dude down the street as eccentric when he doesn't have anything and he has like totally different points of views, ways of dress, ways of speaking. All of a sudden he's the strange guy. And that is becoming hey, you know what? I'm gonna give my opinion after you, but that has become the popular discussion. Elaborate.
Okay, was the question, do black women love? Because I remember him saying that he used to try to talk to black women and black women ignored him or didn't want him.
Yes.
Here's the question, though. There could have been black women that wanted him and he paid no attention to those women. But the women that he wanted were not paying attention to him.
That's an easy escape.
No. You know what? Because people do it all the time. The only reason why I say that is because everything is interesting now. Like nerds or, being a geek is like the best thing. And it's like, I want a dude to wear bow ties and glasses and dresses this way. Now it's hot. Back then it wasn't. But that's the same thing about being dark skinned.
Yeah, but that's a trend though. That's what I'm saying. Like in his day, and he's not I doubt if he's even 30 years old or just probably 30 years old, but before his success, I don't think, and this is just being me, I haven't read a lot of his quotes. I mean, just like you said, he did put that out there that he was unsuccessful and trying to holler. You know what I mean?
At once he wanted. People need to be more honest about certain things. And I don't know. I'm not him, so I don't know. This is just my guess. When a lot of people say someone doesn't want them, the people that they're talking about are the ones that they would prefer to have do not want them. It's not saying nobody wants you. It's just like the ones that I like don't want me. But
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
But no, are you willing to give the people who you may
Let's
not
just
look
say
at?
what he said was actually going on. Like let's just say that
all black women that he tried to talk to, and even the ones that he didn't try to talk to.
You know, a lot of black women ain't checking for the nerdy guy.
I know.
Now, right now in 2018, everything, the roles have been reversed because I'm 41. Like, I remember a time when not just females, but anybody as a younger person, they were embarrassed to get braces. Like, I'm not going to put your age out there. I don't know if you remember.
No,
but it was like people never want, we had the old joke, you got a gate around your mouth and all that shit. But it's like now, oh my God, every female, I ain't going to say every female wants to have braces. Of course, if they have something that they want to correct about their teeth or their smile, it's like, but now it's trendy.
I have to get
now
braces.
It's like they actually give you a plus for that. Oh, she's sexy. She got braces. Now all of a sudden that's almost like a big booty.
I have to get braces, and let me tell you, I'm not excited. I'm holding it
Okay,
off.
you probably got a little old school in you, but now it's like the younger people, it's like, that's almost like a trend. I mean, and it's weird because, like I said, me being old school and looking at the 2018, looking at the generation that runs this era, it's like, that's like a cool thing now.
But I think it's what
and I can remember when it wasn't.
But I think it's what you grow up around, too. I went to a predominantly white school when I was younger. And let me tell you, the black girls that went to school with me, all four of us, liked geeks.
4 black girls dropping in the fall.
I'm gonna put it out on my new city. Talk about my old struggles. No, they liked that type. They liked the. Now, when I transferred and went to a predominantly black school, yeah, it was a little different. You wanted
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I don't think it's just necessarily all women feel like that. When we have these topics, we have to also break it down, like from the point of view how we were raised and the areas and things that we were raised around with. No, that was not cool. I don't know. I don't know where he's from or anything like that. But yeah, he could have tried. And it's not like it's not like all women were saying that, but I'm pretty sure he shot his shot. He got shot down, and he didn't get that attention. So he got attention from other people.
Hey, but I can speak from experience though. When I was a younger guy, a younger boy, 9, 10, 11 years old, maybe 12, I can remember. I can remember in school, it's like I wasn't the type that they would check for it. And not just based on looks. Back in the day, it was like everybody that I was like really friends with. It was like I was friends with a lot of people. And it was like it was certain people that came. I was it may be hard to believe.
Here we go.
Well, maybe not. Like I was really smart at a young age. Like a lot of the things that the people my age group were interested in, I was not. I like to read a lot. I was a newspaper boy. Like my grandma used to tease me like, why are you bringing a newspaper home every day? You got homework to do. Like, that's easy. I like to read a lot. Spelling bee. My grandma was proud of me. So they had all my little spelling bee plaques and everything on the wall. It was like, but the girls in my school, they liked the guy who liked to play basketball, the guy who liked the, you know what I mean, the nigga that sit in the back and don't say nothing. And some of these niggas couldn't spell.
Break out the violins.
It was like they liked the person that was like, if he had to read out loud, he would need help. Or he had a finger, you know, them niggas with the finger on the page. Yeah. It was like they liked them more.
The ones you be like, don't read out loud. It's going to be here forever.
So I could kind of relate to what he's saying. It was like, yeah, and you hate to.
But you with a black woman, though.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Did that. Okay, so women shooting you down when you were younger didn't stop you from saying, hey, I still like black women.
No, because it didn't, it wasn't to the extreme that, because first of all, I wasn't the type of guy that was going around shooting shots.
Yeah. He was.
You know what I mean?
Like, hey, do you want me want me to help you with your homework? They was like, no, Ron.
No, my field goal percentage was still at 0 because I hadn't shot any shots.
he secretly shot him.
I didn't. All right, I can admit to that.
Yeah.
You know how guys will shoot a shot on the slide. Ask them,
that's
hey, if you need, I mean, I know you hella cute, but you got an F on that last test. I can help you out.
Girl, you're a little slow. If you ever need some help in science.
But those aren't really shots.
Those are shots. When you like somebody,
those are considered free throw attempts.
Those are shots.
Okay, all right, I did have some attempts then.
Yeah, those are just younger shots. That's how you shoot your shot when you're younger.
Okay, well, they blocked my shit. They blocked all of them. They blocked all of them. All right, but going back to what you said, it's like now the trend has changed. And you know what? A lot of people in my age group are probably kind of angry because the guys who couldn't see and wore those nerdy glasses, it's like now people who can see perfectly fine. They throw them motherfuckers on and step out in the club. They're like, oh, shit, this nigga's sexy. It's like they missed that boat. You know what I mean? A lot of our generation are looking at this new generation like, you niggas got it good.
Yeah,
because that's in style.
But then, okay, I think that's like anything else. It's kind of like a lot of things are in style now. Like I was about to say, being a dark-skinned female back in the day was not like it is now. All I hear men like, oh yeah, I love a chocolate chick. Black women, they're beautiful. They're da-da-da-da-da. But back in the day growing up, no.
And they are.
You know, back in the day, a lot of men, and I'm not going to say all, but a big majority of black men were not checking for dark-skinned women. Were not at all. And then all of a sudden now it comes, we're in this age where, oh my God, like look at that skin, that glow is popping.
Yeah.
Flexing my complexion. And now y'all dudes, oh yeah, you know, I like them. They do
Black
that.
people didn't know what melanin was back in the day.
Not at all. Not at all. And if you had too much of it, you were horrible.
We needed it to be introduced through social media, and now everybody was like, oh shit,
and now,
look at this melanin-y queen. I said melanin. Look at this melanin-y queen.
And now everybody's like,
it's like double the dose of melanin.
Oh my God, look like she. So on different levels, everyone has something where you can always say, yeah, because this is what I got picked on for. Or people wasn't really talking to me for this reason too. So I understand. However, I don't think your preference of who you choose to be with has to be because other people dished you or didn't like you. If that's his point of view, that's his point of view. He could go ahead and take that, and that's cool. Mm-hmm. But if you like somebody that's of a different race, fuck y'all. I like somebody that's of a different race. I met this person, and it could have been anybody, but I met this person. We vibed. I liked her, and this is what I wanted. Had he came out and said, no, I don't fuck with black women at all. You know, forget y'all, whatever. I'm not worried about y'all. No. Then I would have been like, okay, you know, there's a problem. But if he's like, I just got with a woman I like. You know how to just like, no. But he's just like, I got with somebody I like. But just because you got with somebody that's not black does not mean that you don't have struggles. I think black people tend to forget that during the civil rights movement, there were white people who marched. There were white people who changed laws. Without a lot of white people, laws would have not been changed. It wasn't just like you could have just walked and marched and then shit was going to change. You had to have somebody on the inside help you come along and make these changes. So it's not like all white people were sitting there like, fuck you niggas, we ain't doing nothing. And
I agree. Yeah. I give them a pass even though they knew that they wasn't going to get hit with a brick first.
No, you know what? If
move, motherfucker! I'm trying to get that nigga behind you.
They wouldn't get hit first, but if you really look at it, there were a lot of white people who died. A lot of white people got killed because they were helping out black people.
And still to this day they will, but okay.
So people have to remember that it wasn't like when you could be woke all you want to, and that's fine. But I bet you take your woke ass to work with them white people. Oh wait, you too woke, right? No, hold on. Don't a white man own your company?
I would just he don't own my company. All right, I would just say this: stop beating
meat.
Stop beating the nerds up because
meat.
They could become a Childish Gambino. You never know.
Nerds aren't getting beaten up now. Nerds are getting sex now. A lot of sex.
Yeah. See, the dude that you dissed at Quick Trip because he was dressed nerdy, you know what I mean? You might like him.
You might like him.
I'm playing some more Child. I like this shit, B.
Or he could have been on the way to shoot up a school, so it's a good thing you didn't talk to him. I mean, it just depends.
I'll be honest, because he's going to be mad at me after this show because I figured out how to implement music into our great show.
I have been telling him for a long time this is what he needs to do.
Hey, I can't dance, but I'm a chair dance.
Boy shrugging his shoulders like Charlie Brown.
On to the next topic. What do we have? Shout out to Childish Gambino, though. I will say this. I love real music. Your music is coming from a deeper place than just going in the studio and just, you know what I mean, just saying something that's popular. And I like people who go away from the crowd. They go against the grain, and that's why I do respect you. I have dibbled and dabbled in your music before, but now I'll make sure I give this a listen because I do feel guilty that such an important visual and song came out and I missed the boat.
And for people, and I will say this and then we'll move on. For the people that are talking about him being with a white woman, and you have never listened to this cat, you have never watched this show.
That's how you know Bianca old school. She said cat.
You ain't never listened to this cat. Cat daddy. You know?
Hey, what's up with that one cat you used to fuck with?
You know, that one cat? Oh, yeah, I remember that boy. I remember him. I am old school. Somebody been telling me that all day. They told me that yesterday, too. Like, I know you old school because you said, I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said, but they were like, you old school. Like, you hung around the old people. I'm like, yeah, I did. But no, I don't
and
care.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't care. For y'all who have never listened to him, but as soon as this song came out and everybody liked it, y'all went online trying to find something negative about this cat. And then y'all went in on him. And you've never really listened to him. You need to check yourself first. Because you are internet trendy.
Yes.
And the only reason why you opened up your mouth and even said something was because the internet said something. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Mm-mm.
I agree. Speaking of music, I got something. And at first I said that we weren't going to discuss R. Kelly because
did R. Kelly do Honey Love?
I love this nigga's music. I need to pull up some. But I will say this.
You better get it while you can.
Yeah, you better get that shit while you can. I think, matter of fact, I think as far as Spotify, you missed the boat. It was like yesterday. They said as of May 12th, R. Kelly's music will be pulled. I haven't checked Spotify. I should have, like before this show, to see if it, like see if they talked about of it.
Listen, you already know I'm a check.
She's checking it as we speak. But all right.
Honey Love.
This is what I have to say about R. Kelly. No, he's never been convicted of anything.
No, you know he did that shit. Stop it, Ron.
Stop it, Ron. I have to bring this point up, though.
Stop it, Ron.
As much suspicion is surrounding this person, for a streaming site to say that we're pulling your music, I'm not going to say that R. Kelly is like a shining example of a role model. But do you think that even though he has not been convicted of a crime that they should pull his music? He's still on Spotify. Is he? Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe that date has been extended.
Listen, look, we talked to Kels. Okay, he said he got some other evidence. We're gonna hold off before he pull his music. To be continued.
How do you feel about that, though? All right, like, what was it, 2003, 2006, something like that. He went to court, was found not guilty, even though there was a video. I mean, we talk so much about cops getting off when there's video evidence, but we actually have a black man that got off with video evidence. He got off, though. He was found not guilty. Like, right now, we can't treat OJ as a murderer because he's never been convicted of murder. So, for them to pull his music, do you think it was justified? I guess I do have to accept the fact that we were going to weigh in on the constant accusations and
many.
allegations.
You would have had one. You would have just had one. Even two. I would have been like, fuck, you fucking up. But they
even with the first one being on video, like, well, we still gave him a pass. I can see if you ain't got no video, nigga. Nigga, we saw you. That was you. Only thing you didn't do was perform.
That was his brother. His brother was in town. He got the house. That
was Jay Kelly. That was not R. Kelly.
That was James Kelly. He didn't know he was coming in town.
That was not Robert.
He brought that little girl over there. They get James. No, I straddle the fence again.
I was about to say, this is going to be a tough one.
I straddle the fence because I feel like I try to say humans are going to act like humans. And I don't know.
You know what? All right, this is a hard one. This is what I'm going to say about this. No, R. Kelly has never been convicted. Do I think? Well, yeah, I saw the video. So, yeah, I do. I do think.
Rob was sitting there watching that video like, that dude look like him. That look like him.
And you know what's fucked up? We should have, you know what, even myself, we should have all went to jail for fucking seeing the video.
I thought that was a crime.
It's like, you know what? And I would, you know what, if y'all start locking everybody up who saw the video, I'll do my time.
I never seen the video.
I saw the video. I'm an old school motherfucker. And everybody like saw the video. It's like you could walk in people's houses and motherfuckers is watching the video.
I did not.
It's like, hey, hey, bro, you see it? Bro, you need to. I'm like, why do I need to see this?
So why did you look at it? Deeper questions. I'm about to get
I'll answer that.
Okay.
The first time.
You saw it twice?
Well, the only time. I already knew you was coming.
Wait, listen, we about to do quarter for this bitch. So you saw it twice, Mr. Bird.
Actually, and it's fucked up, I walked in. I never owned the tape. I've never owned a copy. Like,
put that on the record. He's never.
I will put that. I will go on record, and I will not be. What do they call it? I will not be convicted of perjury.
Whose home did you go to see this?
I will not release that information. But a lot of people, like, you would just go and like see, and these motherfuckers just playing the video. I'm like, bro, what is so? No, I didn't ask that question right there. I won't lie, but it's like everybody had this video. And nobody, it was like there was no crimes committed by people seeing this, because for the American people to have an opinion on it, most people had to see it. But like, you can't just sit here and say, okay, I think he's guilty. Motherfucker, you didn't see the evidence. A lot of people saw the evidence. Well, we won't go into that because I'd do 2 days if y'all go head it down. Because it was a crime watching the video.
But do you understand like the psyche of that? Like, when people were watching that video, no one was thinking. In your head, you're thinking like, this is a child. But you're not thinking like, this is a child.
And only because there was a fucking celebrity in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you could have a video like that and you was like, hey, dude, the dude down the street had the fucking video, nigga. He fucking with a 12-year-old. Yeah. You know what I mean? You'd be like, nigga, you might have a fight. But because it was a celebrity, like, people felt it was okay to look at this shit because it was something that was like, condemning is the wrong word. It was something that was bringing the legacy down of R. Kelly. That's what they were trying to do. I mean, even though he had
but that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, he played a huge part in it.
I was gonna say, no, that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to spark any conspiracy theories because the nigga did it. He participated.
Yeah, you can't say, you know what, a lot of people will say that. They'll say someone's trying to bring you down. Just like Kevin Hart was like, when he cheated. Like, chicks be coming around trying to bring him down. No, nigga, your actions do. People need to understand.
I agree with that.
You need to be more responsible for you. It's different if someone is clearly trying to frame you and they have nothing on you. You've done absolutely nothing. But if you are the one,
that nigga did that shit.
50 Cent. 50 Cent voice.
That nigga did that shit. Hey, because look, the only reason, and this is what I will say, and I'm not just making excuses for myself, but this is just why people looked at it. Most people's excuse for it was like, I want to see if that's him. Yeah. And while people were watching it, was like, is that him? Nigga, after a couple seconds, you knew that was R. Kelly. Yeah. You didn't even have to watch the whole video. You knew who the fuck that was, nigga. You seen this nigga on stage, BET Awards and whatnot. You knew this was Kales, nigga. You knew this was Robert Kelly.
I agree with that. I agree. Like, as soon as you knew what time it was. You knew what time it was when you popped that bug in.
Exactly.
And it's like, since it's him, it's not that big of an issue. But people need to understand, especially men. Like, okay, like when all these prom pictures came out, and I'm thinking some of these are people are going to junior prom. So some of these chicks are like 16, and y'all are in these outfits, and I've seen grown men comment on these posts like, yeah, she looks really good, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
wow.
She's a kid. Like, that's it makes me look at, and I know some of these dudes, like, I know some of them. So it makes me look at them differently. Like, if someone looks older, you know they're a kid, but if they look older, in your mind, are you making that okay because of how they look? That's borderline.
That's more than dangerous. That's fucked up. Now, I will say this. I make a lot of jokes because, and I guess it's social media, because when I was growing up, prom was a big deal, like, to you, the participants or the parents or the siblings of the person that's going to the prom. So, but now it's like there's a prom every weekend.
Yeah.
It's like prom season now lasts longer than the school year.
Yep.
So you're always seeing these kids going to prom, and it's like never. See, I make it a point, and it's not like I wanted to anyway, but I sit and look at like, okay, these are people's kids. Yep. So there's no way I will ever comment on a young lady, no matter how revealing, because I will say that some of the shit that they be wearing shouldn't be worn.
I don't give a fuck what nobody
I'll say that shit.
People get mad at me when I say that shit, like, you just hating, and I will be a hater, because you know what? The shit is way too revealing. It is like to a point.
I agree.
It's too much. It's like to a point. When do you let these kids be kids and you be a parent and say no? I remember back in the day when you used to want to wear some skimpy shit and your mom or dad was like, hell no. Or your grandma or grandpa was like, no, you better get back in that room and change.
Exactly.
Now you got parents that's like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. I see people who have kids on my page who are like 15. And they look every bit of like 22, 23. And I'm thinking, do you know when you push your kids out of the house like that and a man sees that, or a woman, it don't matter who it is, you are basically promoting your kids or pushing your kids to that. You know, like, you can't say, well, sick people are going to be sick people, so how can I stop that? I mean,
you can stop it.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, the parents are the one posting it. Because if there were 30 and 40-year-old men on their page, then there's definitely a problem, especially if you say something. Yeah. Because first of all, that friend request should not have been accepted unless you were a friend of the family, something like that. And if you say something like that, that means that you crossed the line. But what I will say is the younger generation, because the mothers and the grandmothers are at a younger age now. And the
father's absent, let's be honest, and the father's not around, or you just, and it's not in all cases, but I will just not, that is not what I'm going to do. I will just not blame the women in the family and say, because a lot of us had, like, I had a stepdad that was like, no, that's not how we ride. That's not how we ride.
That's what's up.
You know?
That's what's up. I agree with that. And one thing I'll say about this, on this subject, I like the pictures more when they show the dad out there with the shotgun. And they show the daughter, she's dressed in her prom stuff, looking, you know what I mean, she's ready to go to the prom, and he's out there with a shotgun. I would be the nigga, with the shotgun. She would have to stand next to a tank. You wouldn't even see me, like, headed to prom. Who in that tank? That's my daddy. A nigga, I don't need to be out of here because you're not going to see me when I fuck you out.
But most of the ones who were taking pictures and their fathers were there, they did not have their prom dresses were nice and they were cute, but they were not as revealing as the ones where you could hear everybody in the background. Show it off, walk it off, walk it. And then I'm just thinking, I think it's cool that you want to dress up and you get dressed and you want just show off and it's prom and you happy about that. That's great. But it's kind of like, when it's too much, it's kind of like you trying to do stuff to go viral, and that's cool too, I guess. But it's like, are you making that grade card go viral? Like, are you making that?
Exactly.
What else are you making go viral? Like, I like when I see people get accepted to college and they make that shit go viral. Go
Exactly.
viral with that. I'm happy with that.
Exactly. Like when you see the stories of the young girl and young man, young lady and young man, they're like, hey, she got accepted into 25 colleges, a total of $70,000 worth of scholarships. That's what's up.
Yeah, kill it.
But just, I think it's too, and I do have something to say about the guys because I'm from the older generation. I'm not into the floods. I'm not into the flooding. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I do.
I talk about the one with the pants and then the
I hate that. It's like, nigga, why are you going to the prom in shorts?
that is a style because that's all I saw down my timeline.
I even gotta watch my Cleveland Cavaliers, who are losing by fucking damn near 25 right now. I have to watch them walk into the stadium with floods on. It's like, who is fucking creating these trends? I do not like it. I hate it. But as far as the females, some of the things you parents are letting your 17, 18-year-old daughters, 16, like when do you start going to prom? 16 through 18?
Yeah.
Some of the things that they're wearing is too mature for them. I don't care how you say, okay, well, she's a good girl. She gets good grades. Okay, but the image that you're projecting on social media is like some of the people who are looking and have the ability to save these pictures and things like that. Everybody's not happy. I mean, everybody's not looking at your daughter like, okay, that is so cool. She's going to prom. They look at it in a more cynical manner.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's cool. I would not parade my daughter around. You'll be going to the motherfucking prom in a goddamn triple fat goose.
Not as a kid.
A long triple fat goose.
Seriously, not as a kid. I'm just, and I'm all for women shouldn't have to cover up, or you shouldn't have to do all of these other things for a man not to mess with you. I'm all for that. However, when you are a kid and you are a minor, you are a minor. And it is what it is. Like if you don't want someone saying something disrespectful to your kid and you're quick to say, she's just a kid, she should look like just a kid.
She should dress like a kid.
She should look.
There's a way to go to the prom and still dress 16 and still dress 17, still dress 18. You don't have to dress 30 to upstage everybody at the prom.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. And your young men too. Like should be taught respect and manners, and because I see a lot of them and I'm just like, who is raising you? Like you guys are disrespectful and rude and
I say one of the weirdest prom pictures, they showed two young women, two young men. They're at the prom. I guess they're about to go in. One of the girls had on a like, what do you call it? Like, I guess it's like a train coming from the dress. It's like long. And the nigga was standing on the motherfucker. I'm like, dude, that is so fucking disrespectful. If I paid for that, if that was my daughter,
yeah,
nigga, as soon as I saw that picture on social media, I'd have drove up to the school, nigga. If you ever in your motherfucking life stand on my daughter's dress,
that's how you know they.
I'm whooping your ass.
That's how you know they rude, ladies. Listen, let me tell you, young ladies, if you listen or if you, it doesn't matter. If you have a train on your dress and your date doesn't even offer to carry it, he's a fuckboy. If he doesn't even offer to open up the door, he's trash. There are certain things that'll let you know if a person is trash or not. Ron will have to speak for you men.
I was just about to say, no, I agree. What happened to the corsage?
Yes.
Where the fuck is that?
I didn't see it. I seen some, but I didn't see a lot.
I don't see any.
I seen some.
You don't bring this girl nothing?
Nothing.
So you just come, and it's like now social media is taking over. You just coming for the pictures.
Yeah.
You was worried about your fit. She's worried about her fit.
Yeah.
What happened to being a gentleman and bringing her something?
I
don't see them with that on no more.
I saw a few of them. With it. I didn't see a lot.
So you got the good friends list. I still got the hood motherfucker.
You still got the hood. I don't need you to update some shit.
Nigga, bring that girl something. I don't give a fuck if it's a bouquet of flowers. You can change it up. You don't have to go along with tradition.
Yeah.
Bring her something.
Actually, you should make the corsage out of the flowers to spice things up, because Yeah, I don't know
I'm
how
gonna start giving these little niggas tips. Y'all fucking up.
You gonna have to because it's absolute trash.
All right, I'm gonna be nice.
It's
if
trash,
a young
trash.
man came to pick my daughter up from the prom, and he didn't bring, matter of fact, nigga, you gotta bring both of us something. Nigga, bring me Madden 19, and you bring her something too, nigga, or else no, she can't go. Nigga, I'll show up with her. I'm gonna have my motherfucking suit pressed and ready. If this nigga don't come right, I'll be ready in 20 minutes, baby. We riding in the limo. We out of here.
They gonna be like, Daddy, your daddy is. Ain't that your daddy sitting over there?
Hell yeah, that's her daddy, nigga.
I hate you, Dad.
All right. I got to go into this one. And this is kind of crazy. This goes into the racism factor. I'm playing the race card.
Okay.
You know what? We need to make a deck of cards called the race cards.
Do we get to pull them?
I'm going to play spades with them.
Got my race card saved up.
I'm going to be cutting niggas with race cards. All right. This past week, a black man was doing what black men do. Barbecuing. And I can stereotype us because I'm one of us.
yeah, please, go ahead.
The nigga was barbecuing at a local park in Oakland. When a white woman comes and she disapproves of it, oh, this nigga's barbecuing? I got my kids out here, nigga. You barbecuing? Motherfucker, that's what people do at a park. When adults go to the park, we barbecue, unless it's just going to be a short visit. Because you know one thing about black people, and I will say this because I've been a kid before, black parents are busy. We're trying to get out of the hood. Mm-hmm. So your parents go take you, all right, nigga, we're going to go swing for 5 minutes and then we out of there. But if a man or a family chooses to barbecue in a zone to where barbecuing is not prohibited, a white woman called and you know what? There have been a lot of cases in the past 2 weeks of white people calling the police on black people.
Oh, yeah.
This student, I think it was Yale, he went to sleep in his dorm room. I'm calling the police on him. This man's barbecuing at a park. I'm calling the police on him.
A group of black ladies stayed at an Airbnb, and I guess they didn't wave to the neighbors.
Bob Marley's granddaughter? Was her?
I think that was, yeah.
That was her.
Yeah.
And now she's suing now. It's like everybody. Wait a minute. Is that the one because they didn't wave at a white woman?
Wave, yep.
Look, niggas.
Because you know that was a law back in the like when racism existed. There was a law. Like if you saw a white person, you had to smile and you had to wave.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was legal.
Oh my motherfucker! I need to play some more Childish Gambino. This is America.
Yeah, it was
dude.
illegal.
All right, you know what? As much as I would like to dive off into that, I will not. I will say this. She called the police on a man for barbecuing, and he was barbecuing there was a fucking grill. Like, I don't think he brought his own grill. You know how you go to the park?
Was park grill. It was the grill that was there.
Okay, so obviously barbecuing is permitted.
And, well, she said that because he was using charcoal.
Yeah, I did see that.
and
she tried to come up with everything she could when they confronted her. I think that was a news reporter. It was like, okay, where was the wrong done? Where was the crime, baby? What happened?
Because it wasn't a gas grill. It was charcoal.
Black people don't use no motherfucking gas grills.
Propane.
Look,
Hank Hill.
I was just about to say, we are not King of the Hill. We do not work for a propane company, and we will show up with a bag of Kingsford.
I was going to say, don't disrespect Strickland propane when he said propane and propane accessories. That is my shit.
That was my dude. I swear to God, he was. The only thing that was fucked up about Hank was that he chose propane. Listen, I don't like propane burgers.
Said, when he saw that truck go, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my shit.
Why is that, though? Okay, and to go further into the story, a couple days after, in typical black people fashion, that's why I love my people, they showed up and they all right, some grills were brought at this next barbecue. There was like hundreds of black people out there barbecuing in protest, but at the same time, enjoying great barbecue.
I wish I was there. Well, see, I would have had to just do the shish kebab since I don't eat meat no more. But I wish I was there just to witness, like just to smell it.
I would have definitely showed up for that. Like, I'm not really one for protesting because I think that sometimes that's just like, I won't say a trendy thing, but it's like most people don't follow through after that protest. Okay, one day, all right, we got to fight this injustice. We're going to go stand over here for 45 minutes. We're going to go home the next day. That doesn't solve the problem, but that's another issue. I would have showed up because if you're calling the police on somebody for things like this, I don't think it makes sense. It's like you're going too far. Why would you feel the need to interrupt the barbecue? There's no crime being committed. Right. There's a lot of things that people do, white, black, any race, that you see, and there's a reason to call the cops. What is this man doing to you by throwing a couple chinks? What is this man doing to you by throwing a little chicken and a couple of brats on the grill? No. Why did they have to come out like that?
Listen, I'm about to have a heart attack over here like,
nigga, you about to get us banned.
Like, he did not. That definitely came out
No,
wrong.
this nigga didn't just say that.
And then try to breeze through it. Let's address this shit. Let's address it. That came out.
That's not what I meant.
That came out wrong. He said chicken. Don't try to get cute, y'all. Don't try to get funny.
We do not want to lose our Asian audience.
I said, do not try to get funny. He didn't mean that. He said, y'all know he was saying chicken. We told you he get messed up after a minute.
Hey, when I got a few drinks in me, it came out wrong. And that wasn't even a 3-syllable word.
It's a good thing we addressed that in the beginning of the show, though, when he sips.
I'm glad I addressed that.
Sometimes you may hear something.
Because I got the triple cup going over here.
So, oh, God.
How do you feel about that, though? It's like, what's going on with people just calling the police on us just for everyday things?
People are getting comfortable. I don't understand why. It upsets me at the fact of when they're calling for these things, like the police are actually responding and sometimes are trying to actually make arrests. Not for all of them, but for some of them. There was one, I think it was what was it? It was like Lifetime Fitness or something, or LA Fitness, something like that. And the two black guys were there. And I don't know, the owner just didn't like them because he told the police to remove them. And the police were like, well, what did he do? And he was trying to make up every excuse. And they're like, well, the other people that are here working out said that he didn't do that. So you have to give me a reason on why. And he couldn't come up with anything. And he was like, well, they're recording. And the police said, well, you show me in your contract where it says they can't record or they need to be removed. And he couldn't do that. So the police told dude, like, you need to call corporate. Like, I'm not going to do anything, but you need to call. We need police officers like that. Like, if somebody is clearly breaking the law, fine. But if someone is not, you need to actually tell the other person, like, stop calling us for this bullshit. We are not going to do that.
And I agree with that. What did the woman say when she called the police? Okay. Let's break down.
You don't have to say much. All you have to say is, my name is Jan Smith. I am white and my life is in danger. Oh, yeah. They're coming.
It kind of sounds like it because for you to call the police on a college student sleeping.
Yeah.
A man barbecuing in the park.
Yeah.
And broadening this scope out a few weeks. These guys are sitting in Starbucks. It was like 4 incidents in the past 3 weeks.
It was a lot.
Like, how is that like putting you in danger? It's like, where is the imminent danger there?
The smoke was choking her. There was way too much smoke when they were on the ribs. When it was the chicken, it was fine. But as soon as that bastard put those ribs on, the smoke got crazy. Because
y'all know we like to smoke some ribs.
The smoke got crazy.
Now, if a nigga start barbecuing indoors, nigga, you could call somebody. Look, we were outside. There's ample oxygen. You know what I mean? You can breathe, I'm sure.
It was too close to us.
You could take a walk. Like, how long were you at the park? Like, by the time this nigga got to the rib, because you know how black people do. We barbecue in order. Nigga, we go from hot dogs and then the ribs is last. Or unless you got 2 grills working. You know what I mean? So you had to be around a minute unless you just showed up when the nigga was throwing the good shit on.
Listen, shout out to my cousin Imani. She was the one who posted that when I saw it. She said she just got mad because she tried to bring that bland ass potato salad over there, and the niggas wasn't having it. I said, hell yeah, because anytime you talk about the old dry ass shake and bake, somebody got an attitude. You mad now? I'm okay.
I think that's it. I saw a meme
because she looked hungry. Look at that. Look at it again. Don't act like she looked like she didn't want a plate.
She definitely did.
She probably asked for a plate.
She definitely did. I saw a meme. I don't know which grocery store it was from, but they showed it was like when you go to the grocery store, you see like cooked food. They have hot food. It was definitely at a white people's grocery store. They had collard greens with raisins, and they showed the ingredients and like everything was in it. It was like, why the fuck are you disrespecting these fucking greens like that?
Everything in it was like, question mark, why?
Exactly. And they didn't even look like greens. I'm looking at them like, nigga, what the fuck is this shit? It's like, so, and I'm not a racist person, but we know that there are differences. So just because we do things different, why do we deserve to have the police involved? Like, stop calling the cops for things that aren't. And just like you said, I think there's an obligation for the police to sit there and evaluate the call. The 911 operators need to be educated on, look, this is not a prosecutable offense. The man's barbecuing. Did he bring the grill, or is this motherfucker mounted in the grass?
It's just shocking to think that, like, and no, it was there. The reason why you're calling, the grill was sitting the fuck there. And
the grill is in the ground for you to cook on it.
It's cemented.
If the nigga ain't got no foil on that motherfucker, then we'll come out there, motherfucker. But if he doing everything the right way, leave me alone.
It's cemented in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to Parks and Recs. It's here.
Exactly. Now, if you're the type of nigga that just walk up and throw some fresh meat on a fucking dirty grill, you need the cops called on your ass.
That's what I'm saying. That's what black people start calling the cops. Like, I'm glad you're here.
I barbecued in the park before.
Oh my God.
I barbecued in the park before, and one thing I don't do is just walk up to a grill that's been there. You never know who the fuck. It could be motherfuckers after dark out there doing anything on the grill. So, hey, we gonna come in. We gonna clean that motherfucker. We gonna make sure before we barbecue, we gonna clean it.
Everyone cleans. Everyone.
Now, if you don't, that's offense.
Yeah.
Call the police on. That's an offense.
Yeah, everyone I know, and most of the black people I know, they go to the park and grill. They still bring their own grill. Like, that bitch is sitting there, but they like,
and just put it right next to that one, just in case.
Just in case y'all ride by, like, cause we ain't fucking around.
Like, nigga, it's only 2 feet away from the official spot that we can grill in.
It look about right. It look about right. Did y'all come clean it? Then no. Then I'm gonna.
We gotta start going and motherfucking putting the grill on top of the grill at the park, and then maybe they won't say nothing. Nigga, we on a step stool barbecuing on top of the one that was here. Can we barbecue? Can we live these days in 2018?
Nope. And y'all better get used to it. I don't understand. You know what? I always have said would rather for someone to come out and say, I'm racist, I don't like black people, or I don't like Mexicans, or I don't like whoever you don't like. I would rather you. I hate when people say racist shit and then they apologize.
I was just about to go into that.
You don't mean that. So I respect you more if you be like, I'm not apologizing because this is what the fuck I mean. I can respect you more for that, because 9 times out of 10 when you apologize, you're just apologizing so you won't get your shit taken away, so you won't get your endorsements removed, or you're not doing it because you care. You're doing it just so you won't, have consequences behind what the fuck you just said. So
exactly.
Don't apologize. You meant what you said.
Exactly. And you know what? That's what I was about to say. I hate the apologies more than I hate the fucking initial statement. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, I'm branching out. We're doing a podcast. Of course, we want it to explode and become popular. I'm not going to apologize for a motherfucking thing. There will never be a statement unless I say something like, you know what I mean, the word I just said a little while ago that came out on accident. I'll I apologize on that shit because that's not what I meant to say. So you can print out a motherfucking statement and say this nigga said this. I'm gonna come at you like, look, bro, when they listen to it, nigga, you obviously see it was an accident. But if I fucking say something and it's meant, and I meant to say that, nigga, fuck how you take it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna say anything racist. I might stereotype a class of people, but I do that to myself. I do that to our own race.
Yeah.
And it will never be to the point to where it's just like going way too far. Like lighthearted jokes or something like that, if you take it the wrong way, I'll say, look, hey, I'm not apologizing. I'm sorry you took it like this, but you know what I mean? I hate the apologies. If you meant the shit, stand on it.
Stand on what you mean. And
why in the fuck are you retracting your statement now? We already heard it or we already read it. Well, however the fuck we took the information in, that's what you said, motherfucker.
And that's why a lot of people like Trump. Let's just be honest. A lot of people like Trump because he came in and did exactly what the fuck he said he was going to do. Mm-hmm. He didn't apologize for shit. He still does it. And he still does it, and he doesn't care. I mean, it's wrong for you to... Is it wrong for you to feel that way about people? Because it is. It is. You shouldn't be that type of fucking person. However, if that is how you feel, shit, why are you apologizing for it? I'm not saying that you shouldn't wake up one day and saying there's things about my way of thinking that need to change. Uh-huh. Because we can all use a little bit of change. However, until you really get there and you sincerely feel that way, don't fucking apologize. I'm not.
Look, say what you mean and mean what you say. I would rather know you're racist than just sit here and try to figure you out. If you expose yourself as racist, I know how to play you.
Yeah.
I can be friends with a racist if you cool with me, but you don't like black people, but you accept me for this. I don't feel I'm a set out. I don't feel I'm a sellout if I associate with you, but I know how to play you because, first of all, I'm not a new friend type of guy. If it ain't business or something like that, then I'm not just going to try to say, ooh, I want to hang with this person. Like Cortez said, so I want to be with y'all. I just want to hang with y'all. Can I be cool with y'all?
like Randy, you just want to be down.
Hey, Cortez is a cool person. Don't get me wrong. We are friends. Like, I fuck with this dude. But it's like, it's some people, there will always be someone in life that even your boss, you don't like your boss. He might not be racist, but shit.
So you say you don't like Cortez?
No, I just said it. Me and Cortez are friends.
Listen how he said it. He went back on. No,
I did just say it.
I'm joking.
Me and Cortez are friends. He's real cool. Like, but new people that you meet outside, like I'm basically saying like people that you meet, like as far as politicians, as far as some owner of a franchise or something like that. If you say something racist, then like I don't feel I'm a sellout. Okay, let's say Chick-fil-A because they came out for being like against like gays or something like that a little while back.
He
you know what I mean?
He just said basically as a Christian. He does not. But you know what? I mean, if that is the religion that you believe in, let's just be honest. Because people like to play. People like to justify things to their own, to what fits their situation. And you can't technically do that. You can't. Yeah. Do I agree with what he said as far as him saying he is a Christian and he believes in the setup of the home and how it's supposed to be as Christians. A man, a woman, children, whatever.
Exactly.
He's against, like, I think he said that he was it him or no, I think it was a Hobby Lobby that said they were against birth control too. Like it was different people that said they were against different things and people got mad. However, if that's that man's business, he owns it. If he feels like that, he feels like that.
Exactly. And that's what I'm about to say too. Okay, if somebody's racist and they let you know, and let's just say if you were cool with a racist and he explained why he's racist. No, I'm never going to agree with you. I'm never going to give you a pass saying that, okay, this is cool. But, like, all racists aren't rich. Like, say if you got to work with a racist. Every day I walk into work, I'm not going to just start trying to whoop your ass because you have different beliefs. Yeah. As long as you don't motherfucking sit here and motherfucking, like, you cannot disrespect me or you cannot
disrespect my people.
Yeah, exactly. In front of me. Then I'll just get fired from that job. But as long as you you can come in this motherfucker and say, all right, first of all, if you got a job, nigga, if you ain't rich, you got to interact with us, nigga. So, nigga, that's your problem if you go home and have to scrub yourself with a fucking.
Said you touching me, shake my hand.
Exactly. That's your problem. I don't take that yes, I will go as far as to say that I hate your beliefs. Hate is not a good word, but yeah, I don't. It's stronger than I don't like your beliefs. I hate your beliefs. I hate that you're like this. I hate that you were raised like this because that's not how the world's supposed to be. That's how I use the word hate. But if you hate a race, I think you're fucked up. I think something's wrong with your parents and whoever instilled those, I can't even call them values, whoever instilled that in you. I think that's fucked up. But I will never sit here and say that I won't speak to you. If you walk by me, let's say if my job was burning down. And this racist motherfucker was in there. Nigga, if I saw a motherfucking option, if I saw opportunity to save your ass and I not get fucked up, I might still take it because I don't hate people.
I will, but you want to know, I will because it's not about, a lot of that too, it's not about that person, it's about what type of person you are and the character that you have. Mm-hmm. Another thing, people have to realize too, a racist did not just wake up a racist. They did not just say, this is what I choose to be today. That is taught like anything else. It's kind of like there's different type of black people. There are black people who you are I'm motivated. And different type of people, period. Because you know what I'm saying. But there's just different type of people. You can be someone who's really, really motivated. And they were born in the same conditions as you were. You're motivated. And then you can have a person here that's nah, but just do everything, the negative way. Because this is what I want to do. Exactly. It's all in how you were raised. This person may have had somebody in their life tell them, even though we're doing bad now, you don't always have to do this. Exactly. You can do better. So that person's going to do better. And you can have this person who's here in the same condition as you are, have parents that tell them, well, no, we got to do what we got to do. We got to get it by any means. So you're going to be negative and do those things because that's what you were taught. That's the same way as a racist. If you have a mother or a father or a grandfather or a grandmother who are telling you as a child, do not like these people. Mm-hmm. This is not what we do. We don't like these people. We don't care about these people. That kid, until they get older and get out on their own, are going to be yeah, I don't like these people.
Exactly. And that's what I basically meant too. It's
sorry.
You can have your reasons for being sexist, racist, whatever you're against, however you group people together and say, I don't like that group of people. I'm not going to say I'm okay with it, but those are your views. Yeah. But I will never sit here and say that you have an excuse when you rub your views off on other people. Because if you come around a group, okay, say if you start a job that's predominantly black, you're a white person and you're racist. Most people might not think like this, but I can say I can almost respect what you're saying. If you sit here and tell me look, I grew up a certain way. I was taught this. I don't really think you guys do this or that. I'm one of them people that was okay, most of the people I meet, and I met a lot of I won't say that I met a lot of racists that were outward and said something about it, but I've heard a lot of racist things that led me to believe that, okay, they're racist. Yeah. But I'm one of those people that have the personality where they'll be cool with me. Even if they go home and say nigga 10,000 times, they'll be I like this dude. I won't dislike you because of your views or even how I perceive you to be. But just don't come in and say, you can't call me a nigga. There's certain ways you cannot treat me. Or else you're really going to hate me at the end of the day. Because I'm going to get fired for whooping your ass.
A lot of racist people don't do that. We work, we go to school, we interact with racist people every day. And they interact with you too. Hey, like you said, when they go home, or they may be cool with you, but they'll never invite you over to the house if they're having a party. Uh-huh. But they'll be cool with you. Sometimes it takes a person to make someone else see something different.
Exactly.
I was taught that black people do this or Mexicans do this, but now that I'm getting to know you, I'm seeing that maybe the way I was taught wasn't true.
And I think that's the way my beliefs are set up, because I'm one of those people, believe it or not, I'm one of those people to where I could work with all types of races, and I said racist, RACES, not racist. I had to clarify that. I could work with any race, and over time, like things that people speak of, like it's a lot of white people that say, okay, black people are uneducated. And I'm not the most like educated person in the world, but I've been self-taught. I like to read a lot. I like to inform myself. So there's a lot of things, like a lot of white people run across a person where like they can't relate to something that they discuss. And I'll sit here and be like, nigga, I've read about that. I know about this. And you can articulate your view, and they be like, okay, well maybe niggas ain't all dumb. You know what I mean? Sometimes you could change a view of a person, but when they get back to that setting, they're the same way. But they're always going to think about, okay, this dude is cool. I'm never going to be the token nigga. You can think in your mind whatever you want, but you can't, motherfucker, you can't come back to work and say, okay, you the token nigga. I fuck with you, but I don't fuck with the rest of these niggas. Nigga, I'm still going to punch you. You know what I mean?
I think
that's just how I am.
I think us as black people, we're the only people that have to try to explain that situation. Like, this is why I'm hanging out with this person, or this is why. Because we think of it as just no. You know what I mean? Instead of thinking of it as, if this person you speak to me, you say, hey, what's up? I'll say, hey. You may have your own feelings, because I have my own feelings too. Let's not act like black people like we don't have our own feelings about certain shit too. Or where you will meet somebody, you be like, damn, that's a fucked up thing to think. But that's how you think. I'm not saying just because you black, the way you think is like great. Like, no. Like, you got some fucked up ways too. Like, goddamn.
I got a story. I worked at a company for maybe 2 or 3 years. I started there in like 2008. I left there like early 2008. I started there. I left there like late 2010 or maybe early 2011.
Yeah.
And there was this young guy. He was a white guy. Just came back home from the military, and his family owned. They owned the company. And he was, I won't say he was just outright racist, but he had a certain perception of black people.
Yeah.
And I understood it because he was never, I don't know about the military, because those years, you just can't just like be forced in a situation with black people and all of a sudden, because you never know what type of black people he interacted with. But as we worked, and I heard a few racist things that he said.
Yeah. And
I said a few racist things. Like, it's not like black people can't be racist and like think that everybody that are white think this way.
Well,
like,
we can't be racist. We be prejudiced. We can't be racist. We're not in the
I agree with that.
We're not in the position.
I agree with that.
As far as power, yeah.
And like, we became like real cool. It's like, after about a year working with this guy, it's like, and I was older than him. Like, in 2010, I'm old as a motherfucker. Let me do the math on this shit. I was like 32 in 2010, and this was maybe like 21, something like that.
Yeah.
Ended up going to his house, like hanging out, like getting invited to bars and shit with him. It was like he really liked me. You know what I mean? We like gained we built like a real friendship. But it was his first one. You could tell he was a black person virgin. You know what I mean? But we became cool. And like, I really liked him because of the fact that he wasn't one of these people that says, okay, I have this preconceived notion of your race.
Yeah.
I will never fuck with you. I will never invite you into my home. None of that shit. But we got past all of that.
Yeah.
And we were really fucking cool. It's like every once in a while I get a message from him because he went back in the service after he came home, worked a little bit, blah, 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 and went back to doing his thing. But he still fucks with me.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he at home calling, calling niggas. And I don't know what he's doing now, but he's a cool person in my mind.
And more than likely he is. But no, I'm saying more than likely he is.
It probably is.
But it's just the point of saying, like, I know, or I'm starting to see that all people are not that way, or the way that I was taught. Because again, it's taught. It's not necessarily that you feel that you feel that way if you were raised by a different family, or if you were around different people, that you would just feel that way. You probably would feel a different way if you were a white person born and got adopted by a black family. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be like, I'm racist. Like, forget y'all. I understand you fed me, but fuck y'all. You know.
Exactly.
You like, I adapt to my surroundings. And as humans, we adapt to our surroundings, how we're raised, our point of views. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody feels the same, whether you're the same race or not. It's just how you were raised.
Exactly. And the reason we became so cool was because that job, we used to work a lot of hours. And we actually discussed that fact. It was like, I think it was his first time, like, even being in the military, even though you guys are in close quarters, like bunking with each other and whatever, however they do in the military, it was like all of a sudden it seems like this aspect of human interaction was new to him.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden we taking lunch breaks together, we going to Arby's and motherfucking, you know what I mean, a little 20-minute drive to Platte City, which is probably one of the most racist capitals of the world. It was just like we became cool. I never judged him for his thoughts before you met me, but as long as you treat me with respect, I'll treat you just like that too, because hey, we had some edgy discussions.
Yeah, I'm saying that
like really edgy.
Those situations bring out good conversations, and that's why I said
it does.
It does, and that's why I said I'm glad I got to know both worlds. I'm glad I got to see in the beginning like what it was to be around predominantly white people, and then to see what it was like to be around predominantly black people.
Exactly.
Because then you could be like, oh, I get this. Because I've been to dinner parties and been like, even as a kid, like, I know some people are happy I'm here and I'm okay, and I know some people are like, why you got this little girl here? You know what I mean? My friends being young, they don't understand, but I catch the feeling of
exactly
why I'm uncomfortable, or so. I mean, I am glad that I got that experience, but yeah, deep subject,
Yeah, I just think that the way people were raised affects the way they interact with people, and that's cool. That makes me go to another subject.
Uh-oh.
Chance the Rapper.
Chance.
All right. And this is another, I want people to let me know if I'm sleep on them. Especially you, Bianca. And even, and I kind of, you know what? I'm kind of biased against the new generation. I hate to say it, but I am. I don't give a lot of new generation artists a chance because most of them that I've heard have been trash. Chance is from my hometown, Chicago, and in the past couple weeks, like he's made some bad decisions as far as his views. Like, first of all, he got dragged, like dragged hard, like through barbed wire fences for defending Kanye, which he later apologized for, which I don't like apologies. If you felt that you agreed with Kanye, then hey, stand on it. Yeah. Don't apologize. If you ride what you do, ride with him. I'm not gonna.
But he didn't do that. He did the same thing you did.
What did I do?
Here we go.
What did I do?
He did not say that he totally agreed with him. What he said was he could see where he was coming from as far as what Kanye was trying to say about us not thinking. He didn't say like, yeah, I agree with him too. He was just saying basically, we needed to give him a chance to understand why he was saying what he was saying.
And I like that view because that's my exact point of view, but why apologize for it? Like,
because
he apologized for it. First of all, I am not in a position. You know what? Maybe I'm strange. I can't wait until people are dragging me on Twitter. I'm going to get, you know what, Bianca? I'm going to tell you this right now. Social media will never make me not express myself. I will be one of those people that will look at social media while I'm being dragged, kicked. I will go farther than dragged. While I'm being beaten, and Like, whatever you want to call it, I'm one of those people where if my opinion can get a rise out of you, I'm happy. I'm never going to be one of those people who troll their own comments and look for people who disapprove and then argue with you all day.
Never say what you would do until
I'm not one of those people now. Like, I'm not one of the most famous people, but I got a cool little following.
No, you're not,
I don't jump on and talk shit.
No.
Like, all right, I remember I put up the video about me throwing away the Chipotle. You know how hard it was not to argue with. All right, I tried it. It was like I would say something and was like, I'm a pretty smart guy. I try to put myself in a category.
I was one of the people talking shit too, like, mother. So,
hey, but if I commented on that post, it was like all of a sudden those comments will light up. And it was like people will say like some of the craziest things. Some of them aren't even relevant to the topic. It was like you will spend
arguing back with people your whole life. Arguing back with people.
Like, all right, I'm in like maybe I'm close to 500,000 followers. The page has been rolling like really good right now. Like, let's just say if it was 10 million. If I couldn't sit there and respond fast enough to the followers that I have at 500,000, what the fuck could I do if I have 10 million?
I think at some point, again, because I just said that too, I don't agree with the apology. But I do think that, I can't say but, because it said if you say but, then it takes away everything you said. I'll say, however, I think some of these...
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I think some of these people apologize when, not because they want to, but because they have people telling them, business-wise, I think it would be better because it looks like, because you have, when you're in that range of making money, that's why I say, hold on, because when you're in that range of making money and you have sponsors that are helping you, the same way just like the show. Let's say we get sponsors, a lot of sponsors, and we say something or talk about something, and they're like, hold on, we did say you could say this stuff. However, you taking it too far. And if you don't say this stuff, if you don't apologize for what you say, or at least some type of apology, we got to pull. And when they pull, they could pull a lot of money from your show. So it's not like you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to still say whatever I want to. Because it's like, yeah, you're going to say whatever you want to. However, you just going to be known on one station. And everybody else going to be like, and then they going to get somebody else as a hot podcast. So I think sometimes when celebrities don't say much, or they have their own, or they apologize for certain things, it's because, not because they want to, but because certain people are saying. So I understand that part of it being hard to
now
apologize.
That you put it like that, I agree. Now that you put it like that, but let's just say if
no one told you to,
the website and the podcast and whatever else we choose to do in the future, if that shit pops and it's all and we're self-made, and nobody else said, fuck you, I'm going to say, I'm not going to intentionally try to offend anyone because I'm not that type of person. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Like, I want to produce a good show. I want people to enjoy it of all races. I will never, I don't have any problem with any races. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, but, okay, and let's just say, like you said, if we had a sponsorship, $10 million a year or whatever the hell, and they said, okay, look, we pulling if you don't apologize. I will still say it'll be a tough decision, depending on how much money we own. I'm like, Bianca, how your money looking?
I think what we should do is apologize as soon as possible. We need to write this up, play it out, see what we're going to say. I'm sorry if we're going to start it off with that. I apologize
then
to
that's
my
what we
fans.
going to do. That's what we going to do because...
Why wouldn't we use our money when we can use somebody else's money?
I agree.
I'd rather cash out on yours and save mine, so that way when we do something really bad, then we could be like, this is when we go to the safe.
Nigga gonna write a fucking apology letter. We're gonna express ourselves on air. We're gonna email you. We're gonna fax mail you. I need all of your...
on Instagram, I'll be writing 3-page letters about I know how you feel. Because
I agree with that now.
You want to get that. But I get what you said. If it's just you, like if it's my own personal page and I have my opinion, one thing I'm good at, and people, I have some people who like, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do. If I feel one way about something and you don't feel that way, I don't give a fuck. I like having good debates because sometimes someone can say something and make you think like, damn, that is true.
Yeah.
And I take that and be like, you right. And even if it takes me a couple of days, I'll still tell you, I listened to what you said and it made a lot of sense. That is great dialogue. That is good for life. That is good for change. That means growth. Sometimes people say things that just make sense because, again, they're coming from a different point of view. They were raised differently.
Exactly.
They've experienced different things. So sometimes you do have to be open for people to say different things and take in a good conversation without being defensive and saying, no, this is what I think, this is what I think. And all of us can do it sometimes. I'm just better at taking a couple of days and thinking, and then like, you know what? I've talked about it, thought about it. You were right. I do believe in what you're saying. I believe just good conversations, just great conversations, just sexy. Fellas, great conversation.
She threw the word sexy in there.
It's absolutely, it's sexy. It's amazing. It's wonderful. So if you, not y'all who take y'all fingers so you can read a paragraph.
If your fingers have ever touched the page, you are not eligible to
listen. Hey, you're touching. If you get nervous when it's time to read out loud, I'm not saying anything. Hey, work on it.
She is saying anything. She is saying something. If your index finger has ink on it after you get done reading, we're not respecting your opinion. Oh, I gotta say this. And people hate open-minded people, but y'all gonna have to get used to me. I must say this before we switch topics. Let's just say the world was reversed. Let's just say black people, which we were intended to be, I think, and you can hate me because of my opinion, what if we were the people that we were created to be? The kings and queens, even in the United States. And we were in a position to where there was the majority of black people just were racist against everybody else, but we were in power. Let's just say 100 years of black presidents, 100 years of just black dominance. Let's just say if that were reality.
Okay.
What would you do yourself individually if our whole culture was the dominant race in the United States? Let's just say we were 66% of the United States. Let's just say if white people were 13% and Latinos were 17%. Let's just say if we had the other 7.
Okay.
What would you do if everybody else, well, I won't say everybody else, but what would you just do if you grew up being a part of the dominant race? What would you do? What would you do to make a difference? Would you do anything to make a difference if white people were subjected to 487 years of slavery? Would we say something? Or would it be the norm? Like, who would step up and say, this is not right?
I don't think a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people would say this is not right, and you want to stop. Like, let's not do this. I think you have to ask yourself, am I the person that I am now? That's a hard question to answer.
I know it is. That's why I put it out there, baby.
Well, no, that's a hard question to answer because I can't answer that question. Because I'm one of those people that say I can't give a full answer unless I'm in that situation. Like when people say, if I got a lot of money, I ain't gonna change. Fuck y'all. You know what? Technically, honestly, until you have a lot of money, if you can't get your check and balance your check out on what you got, stop saying what you would do if you had a lot of money. If you don't know how you would act, what you would do, because you are not in that situation of having a lot of money. So it's hard for you to say, I wouldn't change, because you would have to. You would have to change everything.
You would definitely have to.
You would have to. That's the only way that you're going to keep revenue in and keep, you can't do it without changing.
Exactly.
So for the question that you just asked, it's like, if I was who I am right now, I would look at it like wrong. Even if people say, well, they did it to us for years, I still feel like that's wrong. Because I don't believe in wrong in people. Like, It's not payback on you. It would rather be payback on the people that actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like this innocent white kid that's right here, I don't want to pay back on you. You didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
And even if you are racist, you don't know any better. You know what I mean? So it's not like I want to sit here and I say a lot of shit. I might trip your motherfucking ass. But I don't want to really do anything horrible to you because you didn't do anything. However, if I was raised in that time of being a racist, like if we're racist, if we're like white people work for us, whatever, everybody else work for us, I can't say I would feel like that's wrong because sometimes
you'll be so used to that.
It would be normal to me on this is okay. They work the fields. This is what they do.
Exactly, and I'm never going to defend racism. I hate the fact that a lot of people feel like there's a supreme race when they haven't done their research about the way. First of all, America is not our country. There's a lot of people who have done more research than me and say, hey, there were black people here before, but they were always immigrants. People were free to roam way back then before they was like, not laws, but they was just like something that was put into place by a certain race. Okay, take this incident right here. I was at Quick Trip, like, matter of fact, this was yesterday. There were 2 black women coming out. They were older black women. One of them had on some overalls. And it was funny because it was hot as shit yesterday. And she had some overalls and like I don't think it was a t-shirt, but it was a long sleeve shirt. And like I said, 2 older black women, they came out and there was this white man walking up and he had on overalls too. Like, we went to the liquor store real quick. My boy said, hey, I got to stop and get something to eat. And we about to drink. So now all of a sudden I'm sitting in Quick Trip in this nigga's car. And one of the things about it, most of the time I drive, I'm one of the people who hate, like, if we're going to liquor store, nigga, let's go to liquor store and come back. Yeah. Motherfucker, do whatever you do on your time. I would never kidnap you and take you to do what I need to do. But anyway, I'm outside for like 20 fucking minutes while this nigga is fucking making a polar sausage. And fucking Quick Trip. So like I said, 2 older, I won't say elderly, they weren't that old. 2 older black women came out. One had on some overalls. And the reason I say overalls is because it's relevant. A white man walks by. He had on some overalls. And he just basically was like, hey, we're twins. And they laughed. And the woman who didn't have on overalls, she was like, hey, let me take a picture of you guys. And, like, they hugged and they took their little picture. They had on the overalls and shit. She took a little time to get to her camera and shit like that. And it was just like, and this is a corny moment, I guess. I'm sitting there like, I was sitting there with a corny moment like, this is the way the world is supposed to be. Yeah. I'm one of those people. Yeah. It's like, I looked at it, was like, I mean, me being me, the people that everybody know, I'm like, this is a hella corny ass moment, but I like it. But
it's when you see good people just do like basic, normal, good. It's so much negative shit in the world that you have to look at that moment and think like, this is really. It's kind of like for me when I see, especially younger black men, because I'm all for my people. I'm worried about my people before I worry about anybody else. I'm sorry, but I agree. When I see young black men who are like under the age of like 21. That'll see someone and still open doors. Especially for older people. Like, still open the door or still try to help somebody. Like, I seen a young guy help this older lady, like really help her to her car. And I was like, made sure she got in, made sure she was safe, everything. Because she was really, like, I would have been mad if that was my grandma and she was out there. She was like older. And I'm just thinking like, damn, where are the people at to show this moment to say, like, this is a good thing? But I think sometimes our own people, we fuck stuff up. There was a meme and not a meme, this white lady, young lady posted that this black kid comes over to see her, and I say black kid because I'm telling you the story, not because if I knew his name, I would say his name. But it was a young black kid that came over. Kevin came over to check on her mother, and he said that he comes over to check on her to make sure that she woke up from her naps, right?
Uh-huh.
And he had something in his, like, it just twirling in his hand. They was on the porch just talking. She was smoking her little cigarette. He was on the other side of the porch talking. And then it was just like everybody else was like, oh, we need more people like that, you know, because she was like, he comes over all the time. So it was it was a lot of black people that I seen on this post. Like, he got a blunt in his hand. He came over to roll up with grandma. And then I'm just thinking, and they all laughing. And then white people started to join in and say the same thing. And then some people got offended. And I'm like, no. This is what you do when you open up the door to negativity. Because what the fuck you could have said was, that is a great thing to do. I'm happy to see that. But since you started talking about this shit, like him smoking,
exactly,
that invited other people to start talking about this shit. Now you want to get in your feelings because they're saying, oh yeah, just another nigga kid that's coming over just trying to do some negative shit.
Exactly.
But you open that door. Like, why would you know what? Sometimes I've learned that things that we think are funny, I'm going to keep between me and my people. Because it's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. Because if you take it one way, I'm going to be like, hold on. That was funny when Ron said it. That ain't funny when you said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think black people need to watch what they do when it comes to certain things. If you want people to look at the positive images on people, stop making them negative. Stop doing that.
I agree with that. Like, I'm never fake when I'm around another race, but I make sure that I'm, like, as you just said, I never open the door for them to ridicule or say this guy, this interaction or whatever the hell we had was, like, less than impressive. It's like I'm always going to be like, I'm a competitive person in every aspect of my life.
Yeah. Even
when it comes to encountering humans. It's like if I feel like I'm in a room with a smart person, whether he's black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that I turn the hood off for a minute. And if we're having a conversation, I'm going to make sure that whatever level you on, I'm going to be at least there.
Yeah, let me check the temperature of this conversation.
Exactly.
And then I'll go from there.
I'm that type of person. Like, I'm not the type of person where I want to feel like a person left the room and was like, damn, that nigga was dumb. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you black, white, or whatever. I'm going to elevate myself to the conversation. And most of the times, I've not been defeated. Like, most of the times, I'm going to at least equal what you say to me. The conversation, I'm not going to make you feel like I didn't have the mental capacity to handle that.
Yeah,
and that's just the type of person that I am.
I just feel like I'm not gonna, no matter who I'm talking to, I'm not gonna let that off. I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm not gonna give you that opportunity. I'm not gonna open that door. It's like one of those things. I can talk about my mama. You can't talk about my mama. Oh, exactly. And speaking of that, we should have started off with that. I wanted to start off with that. Ron went ahead. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. Happy Mother's Day. It's Mommy's Day.
I've been thinking about that throughout this whole show.
He was like, whatever.
I was so excited about, like, sitting here and implementing music until the show because we never did it because I've been a scaredy cat. Scared of people suing us for copyright infringement.
You don't care now. You learn how to do it.
I don't care now. I want this show to blow. I'm a do like everybody else is doing. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers. Yay. I won't be like the ones on Facebook. Happy Mother's Day to the real mothers. If you got your kids and you ain't doing nothing for them, then I ain't talking to you. No, Happy Mother's Day to everybody who has a kid.
I ain't giving nobody that. I ain't letting up on that either.
We've been doing this for so long. You know what? Sometimes with social media, you realize that you've been on here so long that things get repetitive.
I didn't go deep. I just said to all the wonderful mothers. Now, whether you felt like you fell in that, because I like to leave it up to the people. That's what I was talking about. Throw it on somebody else. Hey, whatever you take out of it.
I'm not doing that this year. If you don't have no kids that's alive and you had 5 abortions, Happy Mother's Day. You know what? I'm sick and I'm tired.
Listen.
I'm not tired. No, I'm not tired. I'm tired.
He tired until he disses something else. You know what? Y'all
he say he tired,
y'all remember this because when he start dissing something else, I'm be like, oh, I thought you different.
I'm tired of certain things, though.
No, now you want to put a caption on. No,
I swear, social media has made me so. You know what? Time seems like it flies by. You know what? Back in the day, it didn't seem like time was going by so fast because we weren't reminded of what was said the previous holiday on this day or the previous year on this exact day. It seems like every year when on Cinco de Mayo, oh, you niggas don't celebrate, blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the things I do agree with. I had to put a lot of things, and I want to have a show about that on about Cinco de Mayo and St. Patty's Day, black people celebrating that and not celebrating Juneteenth, not showing up and this and that, but you're wearing green on St. Patty's Day. You got a taco chain on Cinco de Mayo. It's like, it just seems like we're reminded so much. It just seems like it was just yesterday. It's like the repetitiveness like kind of drives me crazy. I'm not saying that what's being said by certain people isn't factual. It's just like, damn. It's like, okay, if certain people aren't getting it, if certain people aren't on board with your thoughts, let's just let it go because you're not going to change it this year.
You killed Cardi B to the dirt.
And I fuck with Cardi B now.
Listen,
even my sister said that.
Not only that, he killed, you know what, on everyone. You know what I'm going to do? Which one do you want? I'm going to just do a little icon.
Which cat?
I'm going to do the cat. That's what I'm going to do. People go like, what you know about the cat? I'm going to just be like, that cat. I'm going to put the cat on everyone. I'll be like, do again. Do again.
All right.
Meow.
I told my sister, I wrote an article on Cardi B. It was like maybe the third article. And I want y'all to congratulate me. I'm like damn near 55 articles in. The website is going. It's really doing cool numbers, and I'm excited. I'm a numbers guy. Maybe the second or third article I wrote was about Cardi B. And that was after the realization that I put up. It was like, okay, let's just say you were in Cardi B's position. These niggas, well, not just niggas, these people, female and male and female, they don't really agree with a lot of things you said. And even the things they do, your opinion is so strong and like overpowering. They just don't want to put it out that they like you. But I could do nothing but respect what this woman has done. I hated her on Love and Hip Hop. You were too loud. You were too ghetto. But your hustle spoke for itself. And I'm one of those people, I'm trying to get to where you are. So hating a person that does what you're trying to do is like counterintuitive. It's like, why do you not like her? There's a lot of things people don't like about you, but you want to be in that spot. Those things that people speak down upon may not be the exact things that they'll ridicule your ass when you get to that spot, but everybody's different. So I started looking at her in a way, and don't get me wrong, I haven't heard one song off Cardi B's new album. I'm just out here respecting the hustle.
It is really, really, it is. I will say this.
I mean, but I could be real and say that it ain't got nothing to do with your music. I didn't jump on board when all of a sudden, I've never listened to it.
You got to go and explain it.
No, I mean, I got to be detailed because people ridicule every opinion that a black person gives.
I just find it funny.
It's not funny because she did her thing. She's in the spot. The only thing I don't like about Cardi B is this recent battle with Azalea, whatever the fuck her name is, Banks. She's going back and forth with her. It's like, why? I would not elevate myself 10 floors higher and still arguing with a motherfucker on the first floor. You allow her, you've exchanged so many verbal jabs with her that you allow her to actually beat you verbally and on social media to where you deleted your Instagram page.
We don't know we don't know.
She deleted that motherfucker.
She did delete it, but we don't know what was behind her deleting
I think it was that. Yeah, I think somebody said, look, Cardi B, you pregnant. I know your motherfucking ass is not going to stop her.
I don't think so.
I think so because, look, I've been watching Cardi B.
Nicki come coming at her, Nikki coming at her, and old girl coming at her, make her delete her page. No, I'm not going for that.
Because it's not the level of success you're on.
I'm not going
the
for that.
Words that, hey, look, I posted them on your page. The words that she said in those motherfucking, I'm one of those people. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those people where, see, me and you have never beefed, but I'm one of those people to where if you force me to write 5 or 6 paragraphs, it's gonna burn.
And those paragraphs.
She let that shit burn.
And those paragraphs would have burned had you not burned yourself. See, she's crazy for letting that bother her.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's one thing. But I'm not saying that's why she deleted her page. I'm saying for her to even.
You know that's why she deleted her page.
I'm saying for her to even go back and forth. First of all,
you think that was coincidence?
First of all, Azealia Banks got breast implants. First of all, you cannot talk about somebody not loving themselves. When you had to fix yourself up, when you dropped your first CD.
I'm not defending what the person that said.
But
I don't even know her. First of all, I asked you today what made her relevant. I don't even know her.
Because she talk about
But me as an outside person looking at this situation, you let her burn you. And you know why? Because you fucking fed into it. Mm-mm. You put energy into it. Why? I've seen Cardi B.
She could have went into labor.
I've seen Cardi B. No, she's not.
She could have went into labor.
She's not due yet.
She could have went into labor.
I've seen Cardi B put energy into people that wasn't even in the industry.
I have to.
That was nowhere. There's no way in hell. And I'm one of those type of people to where, okay, let's say my Instagram, like Cardi's like shit, 20 million deep on Instagram. Let's just say she's 30 million deep on Facebook. If I got that type of following, I'm not trolling. I mean, I will read comments, don't get me wrong, but like I just said, with a substantial amount less than those people right now, I'll let comments go. And I'm one of those people, like, I would not lie. Sometimes I've been like 35 words deep in a post, and I was like, nigga, what? And I delete that shit. Why?
But before you were, one thing you have to realize is this kid is young. Before, me and you were Facebook friends.
I can only speak as an old nigga.
but what I'm saying is you can only speak as an old person.
Don't you call me old. I can talk about me, but you
can only speak for AARP. But what you can
I recently received a letter from them.
All I want is in on the discounts. That's all I want.
I just still don't think that.
But no.
Once you get to that level, you gotta let these motherfucking trolls. And you know what? Trolls is a new word for me. I didn't even know what. I think you explained what it was. You gotta let them go.
But no, you have to understand this too, Ron. No. You have to understand this too, Ron, because you are good at that. You are good at speaking from a point of where you are now. But just like me and Cortez was talking about back in the day. When you were younger, this was not here. The calmness of this was not here. All it took was one person to say some negative shit about you. And then after that, you was on it, every post. And then I'm like, oh my God, like, is he going to stop? So it was like, but now you are like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But you have to think, she's a kid, whether you have whoever you have around you or not. She's a kid, and she could have talked to somebody older that said the same thing you said. That's like, hey, for real, you need to stop. Because at first she could have been around younger people. That's like, no, clap back. And then she got somebody who's older who's like,
you don't need them clap back friends. I just like, look, you're younger than me. There's no if. We're going to get to the point that we want to be at. Somebody start clapping at your ass. I'm going to be that. I mean, not saying that you're going to follow every advice that somebody, I mean, hopefully you will. But I'm going to be the person in your ear like, look, they jealous. They want your shine. Do not give these people a chance to manipulate you and win, because in life, whoever this motherfucker, Azealia, is that it?
Azealia Banks, yeah.
She didn't win in life, but she fucking, you talk about a clapback, she slapped the shit out of your ass on that last comment, and now you deleted your shit.
But she needed to win. She needed to win because the way Remy went at her, not too long ago, and Remy killed her. Like, because she contradicted herself.
Cardi?
Azalea did.
Oh, okay.
Which is why
I don't know much about her, and that's the only reason I'm saying it. She's a non-factor to me.
She's a rapper. She's okay. I will say this. I call her trash. She's okay. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have the climb. And then she says she blames it on people like Cardi who are, you think because you lied or because you this and because you that. The one thing I don't like about Azalea is you give us dark-skinned chicks a bad name. You give us dark-skinned chicks a bad name because you make it feel like since other people are winning, that it's because of that reason why you are not winning. So when Remy got out and she was messaging Remy and Remy put up the whole thing, like just everything. So she was like,
that's going too far.
No. Because Remy was trying to leave it alone. She told her in the messages, she was like, Azalea was like, haha, yeah, you back home. I'm happy you back home. Nicki out here trying to get her to talk about Nicki Minaj too. Remy didn't take the bait. She just was like, haha, yeah, I'm happy to be home, that whole thing. So every other message, she was trying to go back on talking about Nicki. And she was like, and Remy's like, everybody gonna do their own thing. Everybody's gonna, gonna try to make it is what it is. And she just like, she's probably like 25, 30 messages deep trying to get Remy to keep talking about Nicki, so she wasn't. But why
didn't she just block this bitch?
But she was down because she said, and then
block that bitch.
But then, no, after that, she said she would do a song with her. She's cool because Remy knew Azalea as far as being a rapper. So she's like, okay, I'll go ahead and, we'll talk about doing a song together. That's cool. That's whatever. So then, after that, I guess that was the last conversation. Mm-hmm. Azalea Banks, a couple of months ago, came out and said, Remy thinks she the shit. She thinks she a boss. Mm-hmm. And Remy came on like, wait a minute. I haven't talked to you since we had this conversation about you doing the track with me. Like, where's this shit coming from? And then Azalea put another one out like, Nicki the best, she the bomb, and So Remy was like, you know what? I wasn't going to do this. She said, I really wasn't. I'm trying to be on my best behavior. She was like, I really wasn't going to do this. But if you fraudulent, you fraudulent. Let me put this out here. And everybody was like, oh, like you dirty. Like, how could you? But it also.
I've heard a lot of stories. Like I said, I don't know Azalea Banks. I know
she's trash.
Everybody who basically said anything about this last comment, this last 6 paragraphs that she posted about Cardi. They always said, okay, this girl is messy. This girl is the one who basically trolls everybody trying to build a name off of them.
Does.
But if you allow her, she won. I'm sure Cardi knew about it before she took aim at her.
Yeah.
You saw this. So why? In my eyes, not everybody thinks like me, but you let her win.
Yeah.
You let her fucking put. Now, see, I can't even say the word again. I was about to make the reference about her armor and what being put in it. But I already said that word earlier and I almost got us kicked off air.
Please don't.
Look, you let her. You allow those shots to fucking hit you.
She's and you know what? It's sad that she did. I will agree
she
with that.
She needs a better circle.
No,
if I was in Cardi's circle, it was like, look, even if I got to grab Cardi.
You are who you are now, Ron. You do that. You have to remember too. You are who you are now. You have to remember, everybody's not where you are.
I didn't have a circle around me because I wasn't producing millions of dollars.
Which is true. But some artists have bad circles, and then they get rid of their circle, and then they have another one, and they still make it, and they do better when they do that. You have to remember. People have to remember, when you look at these artists, yeah, they're artists, but they're children, they're kids, and they're still thinking like kids. So you have to remember that. You can't. It's easy for us to speak to who we are now. Like, when I talk about women, I'll be like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. That's crazy. But shit, a couple years ago, niggas was out here making mistakes. So I had to back up and say, you know what? I do on some shit. Now, I wasn't letting the nigga drive the car, ladies. Don't get it twisted. But on something,
ain't nobody ever been out in Bianca whip.
So can we agree? In my car?
I ain't seen that motherfucker over here, but I'll look out. So can we agree that maybe her circle isn't?
I agree with that.
What they should be?
I agree with that. It's trash.
Because Cardi should never look. You on top of the music world. You actually taking a break from killing these motherfuckers right now because of your pregnancy.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody, as a female rapper, like even Nicki right now, she took a break. I mean, she already rich. Like, I'm not comparing that. She took a break. Like, right now, she wasn't out touring. She was like, you know what I mean? Some celebrities get to the point to where like, okay, nigga, I got 50 million stacked up. I'm going to back a little bit. Enjoy some life. Do some fucking. Do some fishing. I'm going to do what I want. But Cardi B came out and, like, she was the top dog right now. It doesn't matter about the new Chun-Li album. That did not bring your status down. You are still going to get the 100,000, whatever they paying you for a show. You had to back off to have your pregnancy. Step back and enjoy that experience with your baby daddy or your future husband. I think they engaged. Step back and enjoy that time. Don't let these motherfuckers step up and ruin your space.
But let her learn that. Let her learn that because
she learning now. She deleted that Instagram.
Basically, I mean, but let her learn that because when Nicki came out with drama. When she was younger, she may not be in it as much. But Nicki used to troll too. She used to do the same thing. So people have to understand the same in the mentality level that we are right now does not necessarily mean that these persons doesn't mean that these
persons don't know what you talking about.
Are liars. No, it doesn't mean you got to give people time. It's kind of like when you give relationship advice and you say, well, okay, this is what I think you need to do. Well, yeah, this is you talking now at the level of knowing everything that you know now. But back in the day, you wasn't saying that shit. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you probably would have gave some different advice like, fuck these hoes. You know what I mean? And now you more like, no.
Back in the day, you might not want to hear my opinions, but I can only speak for where I am now. Yeah. I think her circle should have been people who could have a little bit more positive influence on her.
It could be, but then the gag is this.
And whoever's financing her, I would have been that one. Like, say if I signed Cardi B, if she was, I think it's Atlantic she's on, I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but whoever, if I was the one putting money up, blowing this girl up, I'm going to put influential people because it's not like you didn't know Cardi B was Cardi B before she signed the motherfucking contract. You should have fucking did your research. If you watch, or you know on Love and Hip Hop, when they had a scene, then they show him in front of the green screen with you know who fuck Cardi B is. But you know what the hell Cardi B on.
But controversy sells too. So you have to remember this. Don't think that people...
Yeah, but it hurt your artist's feelings because she deleted her shit.
It probably
she put the Twitter on private.
It probably did.
She took the fucking Instagram down.
But as soon as her, I mean, business-wise, as soon as her IG popped back up, who you think... How many people you think are going to follow her after that? Follow her.
Everybody's going to follow the look.
Numbers. That's just like if
everybody's going to follow the look, but everybody knows she took that L.
She did.
I don't want my artist taking no L.
She took that.
I don't give a damn about the followers who come after the L.
But
if I got to take $500,000 less after your win or after you took the high road, I'll take that.
If I have $1 million here and I take this L, but when I come back from this L, I have $5 million. I'm gonna take an L. So
are we getting more followers after taking L's these days?
Do you know how many controversies?
You know how many L's Meek Mill took? If that nigga take another L, he gonna lose way more followers. All right, what about the L's that Kanye took?
Meek Mills took that L.
You want these L's just being handed around?
Meek Mills took that L with Drake, fell off, came back with the best album. Period.
It was a dope album. I ain't gonna lie.
Stop acting like.
I ain't gonna lie, but he had that in him. He did not. That album that he created was not just because he took an L.
Sometimes you gotta take them L's. Sometimes you gotta get hit up so that way you can go ahead and come back stronger. Rocky did. Rocky took that L from Creed.
I can't stand.
Then when dude came back, he came back stronger than ever. Sometimes
how dope would the album have been if he came back off a W?
Listen, we fall down, but we get up. And if you could come back up with a little bit more money than you had in the first place, you might want to hurt them knees and just fall down sometimes. That's all I'm saying. But do I think...
I don't want to scratch up knees at the highest level. All right.
Then I'm going to be getting the money. Ryan going to be like, I think she took the L. I'll be like, don't worry. I'm going to send some cash over.
Man, you know what?
I agree with you, though.
I'm done with you.
No, I agree with you, though. I agree with
I
the
don't
fact
think
of
she
her...
should have gave her the time. I really don't.
I agree with the fact that she shouldn't have, but I also understand that she's a kid. She's a kid, and just like anybody else, when they come out and they blow up as quickly as she did, I don't think that she should have let old girl give her that satisfaction. I think she should have waited till somebody help her come back with a comeback on her ass, because Azealia been put in her place. This is like, she got this one win out of 2,000 losses. So, I mean, I know she's feeling good about that, and that's great. But
so she won in 1999. I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know that. But just her popping up. And see, that's what I'm mentioning, too. Like, I'm part of the older generation. I'm not a part of Cardi, so I didn't even know about this bitch until she gave her the attention. So you putting the spotlight on them. Now people are, just like you said, she took the L no matter what followers she lost or whatever, or even gained. This motherfucking troll gained just as many. Because they want to know who you are.
No.
I mean, even if they didn't hit follow, they went to her page to see what she was saying.
You probably one out of a handful of people who didn't know who she was. People know who.
I don't know her.
Because you don't be on Twitter.
No.
But people who are, but you know, because she comes out with
guilty. I'm not on Twitter.
Because she comes out with people.
All people ain't on Twitter. All people ain't got no snap. You know what? Let me put it out for the old people.
Old people are on Twitter.
Old people ain't on Twitter.
Old people that want to make money are on Twitter.
All right, old people that been on Twitter before they got old, they still on there. But
they may not say much. They may not say much.
I want to see the analytics. How many people over 40 just signed up for Twitter in the past year? I don't know about that. I mean, they could be
people who have businesses who and they'll tell you.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Or on Twitter and on IG.
Yeah, but the people on there for business ain't worried about Azealia and motherfucking Cardi. I'm talking about those people.
But you don't find out about most beefs on Facebook. On Facebook, you find about beefs with people you fucking know. Like, you be like, oh, them niggas beefing. They been beefing since school.
Yeah, nigga. I'm beefing with a motherfucker right now then.
Yeah. Like, those
motherfucker come to my goddamn... No, this bullshit.
Like, seriously, though. Those are the people that you be like, yeah, they beefing. But anybody else, you kind of be like, it's niggas I know that's beefing. They still fight over the same niggas.
True. All right. Now, I know... did we talk about Chance the Rapper?
Yes.
Did we speak on his comments about Beyonce and Mike?
No, we did not talk about that.
I was thinking about that while we was talking. See, that's what old niggas do. You be like, I think I did what I was supposed to do today, but
we may have to say.
Did I complete? I went to the store, but did I get what I was going for?
Because you got to write it down.
I gotta
on your hand.
It is. It is written down when I put no check mark. Like, okay, nigga, you talked about that. I gotta bring this up.
Just write it on your hand.
I gotta bring. I'm not writing it on my hand. I gotta bring this up as the last topic.
Wants to bring this up? Oh my gosh.
Chance the Rapper, like I said, shout out to the Chicago people. I'm from Chi-Town. I love my spot. Kanye, even though he's controversial, I still fuck with him. Drag me if you want to. I can't wait. Like I said, I already said that. I can't wait till y'all drag me on Twitter. The first time y'all drag me on Twitter, I'm gonna call. Like, usually I inbox Bianca or text her. I'm calling like, dude, they dragging me on Twitter, cuz.
Listen, I'll be like, I see.
Like, I gotta bring this up. At a recent, and you know what? God damn it. We didn't go into the details of this show. First of all, I didn't know it was going to take place. We were supposed to do a show yesterday. Being that today is Mother's Day, I didn't think Bianca was going to come.
Yeah.
But Bianca is such a fucking lady.
I'm here.
She showed us, she's like, nigga, is she ready to do it? I'm sitting there watching the Cavs game. So I didn't do all of my research. So, Chance the Rapper came out. And he got an honorary degree. The only thing, that's why I'm backpedaling, because I don't know what school it was from. Could you look that up really quick? He got an honorary degree, like Bill did. They slashed all it. Bill Cosby shit, though. But he got an honorary degree from, I'm trying to stress because Bianca's typing slow. No, I want to talk about this. He got an honorary degree. He was giving his acceptance speech.
From Dillard University.
Dillard University. And as he was giving his acceptance speech, which I don't know why you got to write a speech for honorary degree. You ain't doing no work there. Anyway. Why the hell you got to give a speech for a fake-ass degree? All right, anyway. He said in his acceptance speech, he said, and most of it I agree with, the young man was dropping knowledge. He was basically saying, you have an obligation not to be as good as or almost as good as your previous generation. You have an obligation to be better than them. And I agree with that. It was like a 50-second clip that I saw, and I agree with like 36 seconds of it. But in the last 14, this man said that Beyonce has surpassed Michael Jackson in performances. He said Beyonce has basically upped the ante on anything that Michael Jackson has done as far as performances. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going to defend my generation. Beyonce, I've never said this on air. I've never had super negative things to say about Beyonce, the great B, the ruler of the beehive. I've never said this, but I don't think you can compare or should compare her to Michael Jackson. I still am under the belief that Michael Jackson is the greatest performer of all time. He stated in front of an audience, and there was some old people in there too. I seen some little short froze with gray hair in it. These motherfuckers was old enough to know Mike. This was not just an audience of 19 and 20-year-old people. This was not multicultural. This was a multi-age. I don't even know if that's a word. It was people. There were people in the audience that were ranged from 18 to maybe 60 years old, and they didn't disagree. They clapped. I'm defending Michael Jackson. No, Beyonce has not. All right, first of all, until Beyonce get her fucking wig burnt off at a Pepsi commercial, nigga, she ain't the one. And that's what I said.
No.
I'm going there. If she ain't never fucking performed in front of a fucking fire, if she's never performed in front of fire and got her wig burnt off, I don't think she's better than Mike. Mike, I grew up with Mike. I've seen Mike. Mike captivated every culture. I don't think, and as much as I like Beyonce's performance, I can never take away from that. This girl is a gem. She is one of the shining stars of this generation. I don't think that you should compare generations, though. Take Beyonce as she is, accept Michael Jackson as he was, and let's move on. Great performers are great performers. I don't get the comparison. Chance the Rapper, I expect your apology within a couple days, like after the Kanye West thing. I'm waiting, Bianca, because I know that you have something juicy.
I think he's entitled to his own opinion.
I agree.
I think the reason for him saying...
Well, I don't agree. I don't agree. If you're going to give your opinion, you at least should be... To me, an opinion on different generations and the greatest performers, I would have worded it different. I would have said... I wouldn't have made the comparison.
But you keep saying this, what you would have done.
Of course. That's the only thing I can do.
But that just because you would have done that does not mean that was the correct way.
But I don't think he's in the age range. That would be like me saying LeBron is better than Bill Russell.
And yeah, that's another point.
I've never seen basketball without a 3-point line. I can't talk about Bill Russell.
Yeah, but y'all compare Jordan to people all the time.
And I hate that. I'm one of those people that hate that. First of all,
we are not getting into sports. It is Mother's Day.
I almost went.
People, I love
about
you
to
guys.
go.
It is Mother's Day. we are wrapping this up.
I was about to go.
Listen, no. He's entitled to his own opinion. However, I agree the reason why he did it was to say, one, it's his opinion. It's his generation, so that's his opinion. Two, to tell the people in the audience, you should be better.
I'm burning myself again.
You should be better. He's going to die over here. And I had to leave
I was
him
on
here.
fire for the second straight episode.
I'm like, listen, I got to get out of here. But Ron, I'm calling 911. They should be here. I'm leaving the door. No. It's his opinion. He has a right to his own opinion. And I understand why he did it was because he was telling the people in the audience, like, you should be, whoever you think is great, you should be better than them in that area. Like, you should give them, like, I looked at one of his tweets and the guy was like, he was telling his son, or practicing basketball and telling his son, you should be like Steph Curry. And then the son replied, well, Chan said I should actually be better than Steph Curry. And he was like, yeah, I can't argue with that. You should be better than Steph Curry.
I like that.
So the ripple effect on what it did, I agree with that. What the only part that I don't agree with is, one, that's your age group, so you're going to go with your age group. Two, all the special effects, everything that Beyonce has that she can use now, Mike didn't have that. That was a different time.
I agree.
So you didn't have all that, everything that you could use to make your performance great was not available when older people. That's like saying Aretha Franklin could have did better. Aretha Franklin had her voice and background singers, and that's what you had to work with. You didn't have like everything that you have now.
I agree with that too.
Because as far as vocals go, and this is just me, sorry, Beehive. As far as vocals go, I don't think Beyonce's vocals are the strongest. Do I think that she as far as entertaining, she can kill it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, no doubt. Like, she's a crazy ass entertainer. Like, I could never imagine doing everything that she's doing. But I do.
Back in the day, in the time of Aretha Franklin and Michael Jackson, and even before, the word entertainer was not used.
Right.
The word entertainer now is being used because it incorporates more on stage than just singing, than just vocals. It incorporates the presentation, the background dancers, the choreography, everything. Everything is now, like, if somebody says Usher is the greatest entertainer in the world, Usher has a lot of dance moves and things like that. I've never heard anybody say that, but I'm just throwing that in there. I'm just throwing that in there. I just had to throw that in there as an example. It's like there's a lot of new components to compare the new generation and the older generation. Back then, you didn't have auto-tune. There was nothing to enhance your vocals. You got up there, you couldn't sing, you couldn't fucking sing.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of dancing incorporated into your act to where a person said, okay, he's the greatest entertainer in the world. And you got up there and you basically did what you do.
And just special effects. Mike got burnt because the special effects wasn't all that great.
Oh, yeah, almost got his head burnt off.
You think they're going to let Beyonce, they may let Beyonce fall down some steps, but they ain't going to let her touch fire, though. You know what I mean?
Somebody should call Beyonce.
Somebody could have ran out.
How the fuck did you fall to the last step?
But what makes her great is she got right back up. Not even.
No, that makes her good. If you was great, you only fell down one step.
Listen, she was
this motherfucker
great.
fell down at least 10.
Anytime you can do the things you do in the heels, and ladies, you know, dudes don't understand because they ain't never wore heels. But anytime you can do the amazing things.
Hey, we're in a new generation. A lot of these niggas wore heels.
I was about to say, sorry. The dudes that understand know, but what I'm saying is.
Motherfuckers at the house with stilettos on.
I seen the dance
watching the game.
I seen a video where these dudes were dancing in these heels, and I was like, I want to take them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now.
I didn't see that shit.
I'm going to put it on your page. So no, there's a big difference. So you can't, but I agree if he was saying that it's his opinion. But the ripple effect of what he said to make younger people feel like, yeah, I should be better. Bravo. You're right. But it's still your generation thing, so you're going to pick your generation.
I will agree that since he's from from this generation.
Yeah.
This is all he knows. Beyonce is the greatest performer of this time. I agree with that. But just stop the comparisons. I don't agree with the comparisons. Okay. All right, Chance the Rapper, I'll give you a pass. And it's only because of Beyonce, because she always bullies me.
I know I did not bully. I just try to look at both sides. I try to think, what is this person thinking right now to make them say the things that they say, not just how I feel to say what I want to say. You got to try to like slide in somebody's shoes and be like, they could think this for this.
I know why he did it, because this is his generation, and you know what?
And he could think Beyonce the best. He could possibly
he
think
does,
Beyonce's
because
the best.
she's the best he's ever seen, because he's only 25. All right. This has been a great Mother's Day show. I hope that everybody did something for their mom, not just took them to Chick-fil-A because it was free.
Shut up.
Don't try to save money and do something good for your mom. That is not cool.
Let her sleep. Let her sleep uninterrupted. I'm telling you, that's the best gift. The best gift you can give your mother is leave her alone, let her sleep, or let her watch TV without you nagging. Just go away for a minute.
I think it's one of the worst, because I let my mama sleep all day, but if she sleeps until tomorrow, she can be like, that nigga ain't do nothing. So after this show, I'm going to head down. I'm waiting on my girl. She should be here in a minute. We did the show, and I'm so happy that Bianca showed up.
We had a
miscommunication.
I'm going back to my
As you should on Mother's
with
Day.
my interrupted sleep because it's going to be interrupted.
As you should on Mother's Day, but I'm glad you guys tuned in, and we had a fun show. Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
And on Father's Day, don't make that nigga barbecue.
He's barbecuing with them sandals.
Little more Chance the Rapper before he bounce.
This is not Chance the Rapper.
I mean, not Chance the Rapper.
Listen, hey, we get sued all day.
Oh my God! Why am I thinking about Chance the Rapper?
You still mad? Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
This is America.
You know what? Now I owe you one. I'm gonna have to play Redbone next show. Peace, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. Hey, I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is Gorilla. Yeah, I'ma go get the bag.